What is up, y'all? We are live. We're here. We are ready. Are you ready for the chaos that's about to ensue with the Game Awards coming up? A Nominees just dropped. Jeff Keighley is throwing the biggest party this year, and we're all invited. Speaking of people invited, we got from left to right, Cosmic Kaiser 6.
Eggman is not in the building.
And we got Despair.
Eggman nigga.
Eggman is right here. He's right there in the middle. You get caught slacking.
Yeah, it's me.
And of course, we got Follow Your Dreams.
What's up, y'all?
Let's
And
fucking
it's
get into
your
this.
boy
boy.
Super Freak 187 here. We got a lot to get into.
gonna
We're
be
just gonna
fucking
go straight into it. It's just ain't no way around it. Game Awards. So several nominees. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna run through them. Some of them we're obviously gonna just go cut straight through, just murdering them. Murder is murder. And some of them we're actually gonna spend time and we're actually going to dissect a few key categories. Game of the year, best narrative. I'm sure there's a few that we're probably gonna go in on, and probably some that we don't think that we're gonna in on when we probably will. So we can get started. We'll start from the bottom and then work our way towards Game of the Year with a best esports event. Oosh.
Oh Lord.
Do we really need to talk about this one?
No.
Not really.
Are you guys gonna just auto vote Evo because
I already
fighting
did.
games?
I'm not voting any of them. Because
Yeah.
don't they have the same ones on the list every fucking year? It's like, who cares?
Pretty
For the
much.
most part, yeah.
See,
Yeah,
like-
and like honestly, any of these choices would be just biased to what you like, right? So like,
Exactly.
if you play League, you're just gonna vote League. If you're a fighting game, you're just gonna vote Evo.
I don't
Valorant,
Let me see.
you know.
Let me look real quick. I don't think there's much crossover between most of the games anyway.
Yeah.
So
No,
that is
not really.
probably
Not. Yep, not at all.
I
So it's
honestly, I haven't seen any of these events except for
Me
Evo. This Evo was probably one of the better Evos to watch.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Honestly, viewership wise, I thought it was the best. But from what it sounds like, event wise, the way because it's growing exponentially every year. They're in the Mandalay Bay now. They got finals day. They've cut down top eights to save time,
LCS
and it
always gonna
still
win.
takes forever. I think Evo is growing. I don't think it
What won last year?
compares to these other
Nothing on
as
this
far
list
as
compares to LCS.
esports goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as esports goes, I don't think Evo can compare to anything on this list. That's no
Right.
disrespect to Evo. They did it big this
Yeah,
year,
of course.
but it's becoming more of a convention as opposed to like an esports event. It's never been fighting games events have never really been like esports events, right? Like there's just been fighting game tournaments. Evo is probably the closest you get to it, and so yeah, I think probably League of Legends would win it or Valorant. I don't know. I didn't see it. Maybe
I don't know.
Dota.
I still think League. Nah, I think League or Dota. I don't know. Valorant.
I'll
I don't
vote
know.
for Evo.
I don't know.
But like I said, I don't
Yeah,
think it
but-
compares.
Yeah,
Yeah,
all these
no,
events
it's not
basically
gonna
just
compare.
fucking eclipse Evo. So it's like, I won Evo for Evo, of course, but like, come on, let's be realistic.
Right.
Even the ads for LCS probably are like
Yeah.
higher budget than like the entirety of Evo. Like, unfortunately.
Or with that, I think
Like you
we're
just
ready to
look
move
at
on.
LCS, you just look at that like arena. You
Mhm.
look at like the amount of work they put into that shit. It's like, man, niggas, we got a long way to go.
Isn't there
Yeah, I
like
mean,
like 10 years.
yeah?
You know, I never seen any other event besides Evo, so I don't even know the league. I just seen maybe a clip of someone winning the championship or a team, but nothing more than that. So I don't know. Yeah,
Just
you're
look
probably
at the
right.
LCS. Look
Yeah,
at the Riot
LCS.
Games Arena. Just look
mean,
up Riot Games Arena.
The
That's
prize
all you
pool
need
is
to
like
look at.
100 mil too, right?
As soon as you just look at pictures of the LCS Arena, and you'll be like, oh, okay, you'll get it immediately.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. So all right, moving on.
We
That
can move
shit is-
on
ooh.
from that one, and we got best esports coach. I'm voting for Homie because it's the same as Homie.
let me see. Just not recognize anyway.
I'm gonna actually stream it to y'all so I can see it. pay no mind to the
Hey,
music.
Goomba. I'm only voting for him because I know who it is. It's the only one I know.
I don't know
You're
any
gonna
of
turn
them.
into a Goomba if you don't vote for him.
That's the only one that I know. So
I'm gonna
I
vote
voted
for Yoon Homie because it's Sung Young Homie.
I'm dead.
Easy.
Yeah, I
We
don't have a
don't-
dog. I
He's
don't
there
have a dog
every
in
year.
this race.
Yeah,
I don't have a
not-
dog in this race, but just out of looks, I guess I would just vote
Yeah.
for the chick just because she's
It's-
a chick. That's-
It's
Wow.
like
Very
we don't
deep.
have a dog in any of these races. Not to discredit any of these coaches.
Absolutely not.
Achievements this year. Whatever. I'm sure they did great. I don't really know them. I don't follow the
Yeah.
games. Not gonna discredit anybody, but like I said,
Yep, I'ma just vote for the
Yoon
one that I
Homie
know.
Sun Young, got him.
Yep.
Vote for who you know.
Ooh.
All right, best esports team. Whoever won Valorant, I'm gonna guess, right? Evil Geniuses.
No. I'm
Uh,
pretty
Damn.
sure.
League, JD Gaming for League too. That's kind of tough, right?
I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Dota 2.
Dota 2 Gaming Gladiators.
Gaming Gladiators.
Yeah, because people were talking about them a lot earlier in the year.
I'll do that. I'll vote for that. I want to create an esports team and name them Gaming Glizzies or something like that.
Get out of here.
Gaming Gladiators.
They have to wear glizzy
And then they have to wear hot dogs, glizzy costumes.
They don't have to wear costumes if it keeps them from
No,
playing.
they
but
do,
you know,
and they have to be different colors too, bro.
yeah.
Yeah, hasn't been-
Ew. Fucking green glizzies.
I mean, look, if they get a contract of $100,000 a year, I'm pretty sure they're not going to complain.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Fuck, I wear that shit every day. All
Yeah,
day.
bro. You
I'll
better
sleep
do
in that
laundry on
bitch.
that shit too. Yeah, exactly.
Fuck.
We got best esports athlete. Oh
Why does
man.
it take so long? That's easy, bro. It's gonna be Faker like every other fucking year.
Isn't it Faker like every year? That's the only one I recognize the
I think
name
this
of,
nigga's
right?
in, I think this nigga's in top 3 again for league this year. This nigga's built different.
Before they
like-
showed Faker as a nominee, they announced Ruler as a nominee, and I was like, that's kind of a sick name, Ruler, because like you're a ruler or you could be a 12-inch ruler. You know what I mean?
It's
I
just
was
gonna be
like,
Faker again.
it's Faker.
That nigga's too. That nigga's too big. Like,
I don't know
the
any
only
of these
reason he
players.
wouldn't win is because they know he's too big. Like,
Yeah. Well, they want to give it to somebody else this year.
yeah, they kind of have to because that nigga like it's like.
I pulled it up in
doing
the
enough.
Discord if y'all want to
He's
look
rich
at
enough.
what I'm looking at.
That nigga makes enough
Okay.
money. Let it give somebody else some shine.
All right. That's best esports athlete. Let's move on to best esports game. All right, here we go.
Probably
Now we
fucking-
can
Dota 2.
It's probably gonna be fucking League.
I feel like it's always betwin League, Valorant, and Dota
It's not
2,
gonna be
right?
Counter Strike.
It's not gonna be Counter Strike. Not yet. Maybe later when
Yeah.
they fix it. A lot of people have been shitting on Counter Strike 2. I played it.
Oh, no,
It's
I heard
alright.
League was pretty relevant this year. So I don't know. It's probably gonna be League. Or
League, I
Valorant.
feel like League is always relevant, right? Like
Doesn't
Valorant
matter
has
'cause
seemed
it's
to
fucking-
continue
what
to
is it,
pick up
Valve,
popularity.
right,
you know?
right. Like who? They don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like, and then you got
That's
random
true.
PUBG Mobile. Yeah, PUBG Mobile. Yeah,
Of
of
For
course.
esports game is strange.
Yeah,
not
absolutely
not
not.
regular PUBG. PUBG Mobile. Like
Yeah,
that.
fuck no.
That seems like a
That's-
charity choice. To be honest.
Nah, because PUBG Mobile is fucking huge everywhere else but here. Like PUBG
Really?
Mobile is fucking
Mhm.
huge in fucking
Okay,
Korea and
makes
everywhere
sense.
else except here. Yeah.
All right, I could go with that. I honestly, for me, it's a coin toss between League and Valorant. I feel like it's gonna
I'd
be one
probably
of
go
those two.
League. I think League's still bigger than Valorant.
Valorant's kind of having a shit. I mean, yeah, League is the biggest game here, but
Makes
like,
sense. Makes sense.
yeah, Valorant's had a shitty year too. Well,
Right.
shitty past couple patches, I think.
Content
Iron
creator, the
Mouse.
this
Iron
is
Mouse.
Oh,
This is Iron
this
Mouse for
Despair's favorite category every year.
sure. Nah.
oh no!
it's-
Where's your
it's Iron
girl,
Mouse.
bro?
Nigga, shut
Damn.
up. It's Iron Mouse.
We need to really talk to somebody and find out why Strawberry Tabby's not on this list.
No, we don't. That wasn't even
I mean,
funny, bro. That
is
shit was
she
not even funny. Yo,
technic-
next,
is she-
no
is she
attention
even
to this
technically
shit.
a content
Let's not give
creator?
attention to
Alright.
this bullshit. Next.
Iron Mouse, you said?
Yeah, it's Iron Mouse for sure.
Wait, who is Iron Mouse anyway?
I'm gonna
I
vote for the
actually don't know.
VTuber.
VTuber?
That's the VTuber,
Spanish
yeah.
VTuber. Yeah, she's got like.
Yeah. VTubers have way more personality, I should say, than anybody else on this
Yeah,
list.
she's one of the-
I know
the actual good
I know of Cypher, but
Yeah,
I
same.
wouldn't vote for him. To be honest, the content I've seen from him is like it's no
all her
different from any of
drones
the
are
other
gonna fucking
top.
come out in full force and
drones.
vote for her, so she gonna win anyway.
That's fine.
Like,
Yeah.
Once I
she
saw the
doesn't have to be very
VTuber, I was
surprised.
like, yeah, I'll vote for the VTuber.
wow,
When I
Tekken
first saw
there,
it.
that's funny. What the
Most
fuck?
anticipated game. Yeah,
It's
this
probably
one's
gonna be
I mean,
this is
Infinite
auto.
Wealth, man.
Sorry,
But it's probably
this is
Final
going to be
Fantasy.
auto
Yeah,
Final
it's too big.
Fantasy for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Too
but
big.
I am highly anticipating Hades 2.
Yeah, but
That's big. Yeah.
Star Wars Outlaws. Yeah, of
but
course.
Star Wars Outlaws, no.
But like,
Nah.
look, it's
That shit don't got no chance.
it's most anticipated, which for me, Final Fantasy 7.
It's,
Come on.
it's probably gonna be FF7 because we don't know shit about Star Wars Outlaws. It's a Ubisoft.
Granted-
Isn't that the Ubisoft game?
Yeah,
We don't know about that.
yeah, it's up in the air, but it's still an
Tekken 8 is a
anticipated
fighting
game.
so that's automatically dismissed.
Yeah.
Like a Dragon. I feel like it's between FF, Hades, and Like a Dragon because, and we already know, like out of those 3 games, it's gonna be FF.
It's,
I feel
it's
like- I
gonna
feel
be FF.
I feel like the only game that might give it competition is Hades 2.
It's Hades, yeah.
Yeah,
But
but I think it's just a landslide.
the fact that fighting game is very cool.
I think it's cool.
mean,
I think
It's
all of
nice,
the-
but like, come on, like
Yeah,
even
it's
if
not
you're a
gonna
fan of Tekken, it's
Yeah,
just
it's
like
not gonna
compared to.
I think it's a pretty decent category. I won't
that's pretty
like
dope. Yeah.
I won't say no to any
That's
of
a
these
nice
games on here.
toss-up
You
right
know,
there. Outside of
Yeah.
Star Wars,
No,
it's a good
That's a
variety.
nice
All
Star Wars.
right,
best
here we got
adaptation is gonna be
got
Mario.
best,
If Mario
best
doesn't win, we know this.
adaptation.
Listen, you know this is gonna be rigged if Last of Us wins this shit, bro. There's no,
No,
way.
okay.
Wait.
Hold on. Can I talk about this for a second? I felt like
Sure.
Oh no. Despair has said that they've been having this every year, but to me, I kind of feel like Naughty Dog hasn't got anything in the bank this year, so then they're gonna give it to The Last of Us. But Super Mario Brothers should win.
Mario has.
Let me tell you why it's Gran Turismo.
All right. Well,
No,
go ahead, let him cook.
I'm actually not gonna cook on that one. That was, I don't disagree. I think it should be Mario. I haven't seen the Mario movie, but as far as adaptation goes, it's got it. I haven't seen anything that's on this list actually.
To be fair, I have heard that the Twisted Metal adaptation is
I
not
heard
bad.
it's good. Yeah.
I heard it's
Yes,
not
but the whole, I think the important part of this category is adaptation, because it's like Castlevania. I saw the first episode. I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw the
heard
first
it's trash.
episode. I heard it's not great, but as an adaptation, I heard it's even worse, right? Like, because we're talking about like how it is faithfully, authentically adapts a video game to another entertainment medium, right? Like that's exactly what it says in the category. I just read it
Okay,
verbatim.
so then. Okay,
I think,
so
I
we're
do think
taking
Gran
that.
Turismo has a dog in this race, though, because the whole thing about the
No.
Gran Turismo movie is based
Listen,
on.
you're taking it too literal. Like we already know what the winner of this category actually means. It's what was the most popular thing of the year. It was Mario. Like they don't give a fuck about what was the most faithful thing.
I'm
Like,
going by the category of the award, like what, because what
Yeah.
wins and what
What it
should
says right
wins
there
could
is
be two
bullshit.
different things.
Like, I'm
I think
sorry, like,
I
what
don't
it says right
I
there is
don't I
bullshit.
don't I don't think Gran Turismo should win best adaptation, but yeah, I mean as far as Gran Turismo goes, it's based on a real life thing that Gran Turismo did, right? Like, and
fair,
then
it's not kinda hard to make
Last of Us is basically the game in live action format, right? With a little extra story
Mario.
padding.
It's Mario. Like
It should be Mario. It should be Mario.
Right.
But I wouldn't be
But, like, if you're-
surprised
but-
if
but-
Last of Us
but
does take
excluded
it.
Mario out of this, I've only seen a little bit of The Last of Us, but as much as we talk shit about it, the episode that I've seen, that shit actually pretty fucking good. So that will probably win if we let's exclude the bias and Naughty Dog bullshit, right?
Yeah,
If
I
Mario
agree.
wasn't here, The Last of Us would definitely deserve that.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree,
Yeah.
100%.
No, I agree. The only thing I would say about The Last of Us, like we're considering best adaptation, The Last of Us does take a little bit of a different take on some of this story. So, like we're looking for 1-to-1, it's definitely Mario, right? And in terms of popularity, it's Mario. But Last of Us, I can't sit here and say like it's terrible, it's the worst thing.
yeah, none
I
of these
can't.
are necessarily one
No.
to one exactly. So it's like, and
Right.
to me, that would be boring too. So
I
like,
wonder how much money Sony is sliding into Jeff's pocket this year. This is what's going to be one of
We'll
those
see.
indicators.
Or
Yeah, we'll
Naughty
see.
Dog,
We're gonna see.
or
We're gonna
or
see.
Naughty Dog.
this is it right here because this is gonna fly under the radar too, right? Because it's not Game of the Year or anything like that.
Oh, it
So
ain't flying under my radar.
This
I-
award will fly under the radar for most people, right? So they could be like, yeah, all right, let's give it to him just because, right? Let's give it to him, so we can stay in their good graces. You never know, but it should
Almost
be
forgot to
Mario.
vote. Yeah, it should be Mario.
Yeah, it should
I
be
agree.
Mario.
All right, let's
They're gonna
move
be like,
on.
yeah, we can let The Last of Us win, and they won't even notice.
Nah,
Alright,
I fucking
alright.
caught that shit as soon.
Best
Oh,
multiplayer
no.
game.
Oh.
All right, so let's cross out Diablo and let's cross out Party Animals. It
I
wouldn't be
would-
fair for Baldur's Gate 3 to win this category.
It wouldn't,
So it's
but at the
between
same
Street Fighter-
time,
it's just going to be Street Fighter or Mario. And Mario
I'd say Street
multiplayer-
Fighter.
Well,
It's probably gonna be fucking Mario, bro.
Mario.
Like, that's
It's
the
gonna
thing,
be
like,
it's gonna be Mario, but it shouldn't be Mario.
multiplayer
It
to
will be,
me,
though.
like, I don't know, like Street Fighter, yeah, it's because it's inherently a fighting game, which constitutes two people,
I think
right?
Baldur's Gate should. Me personally, I would. Let
Baldur's Gate is gonna win.
this, but I
Baldur's
don't-
Gate is gonna sweep
I
it, but
personally don't think it should be. It's not fair to be in this category against
yeah,
shit like. With
I think they should have
with
left this to something
traditional
else.
multiplayer,
Yeah.
like traditional multiplayer, right? Street Fighter wins. In this, out of these 5 games, traditional multiplayer, I feel like Street Fighter and Mario win this hands down.
Baldur's
Party
Gate
Animals
is
burned out super
unfair
fast.
to be in this category. Yeah,
Diablo
but it
4
came out. It
multiplayer
came out
is
too
great,
late.
but let's be real. Like, there's
wait,
too much shit going on out there.
hold on. I'm reading this for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massive
It's gotta be
multiplayer
Baldur's Gate,
experience.
bro. It's got to be Baldur's
Right.
Gate, bro.
Okay.
Like,
Look, it is Baldur's Gate, but if I'm just leaving it between Street Fighter and Super Mario Brothers Wonder, taking into account what they're just saying, it is absolutely Street Fighter because Super Mario Brothers Wonder doesn't have an online mode. So what the fuck? Or if it does,
Yeah,
it's just shitty.
they've taken out online multiplayer features from Mario Wonder compared to previous Mario games where they have had
Yeah.
co-op multiplayer. So it's I mean it is
I
great
wouldn't
couch
be
co-op,
mad
but
if
yeah.
Baldur's Gate 3 or Mario or Street Fighter 1. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
those 3.
But
but
I don't think
4
Diablo should
multiplayer
be
is
in this
great,
category
but
either. But
Nah,
you
because
know.
the majority of my time playing the game has been co-op. And
Yeah,
it's been
yeah,
great.
yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie. Like,
You know-
it deserves to be there. But Party Animals fizzled out and could have been replaced by any other multiplayer game this year.
I would have preferred to see
Like-
Remnant 2 in this category.
I would have preferred to see Remnant 2 over Party Animals.
Mhm.
Period. Like,
yeah.
I think I would actually prefer to see
I
Remnant
would
2
have
over
preferred to see Remnant 2 over a
Diablo.
lot of things in
Yeah.
this fucking shit.
I think it's kind of unfair that it got left out. I don't know.
Whatever. It's somewhere. It's nominated for something here. I know.
I mean, it's obviously going to be Baldur's Gate, but
I vote
my
Street
number
Fighter
2
6
would be
because I think
sure.
it's definitely the underdog in
I
this
think it
category,
should be
and I think
Baldur's
it
Gate.
should be.
like,
I don't know. I have a weird thing about considering
mean-
fighting games multiplayer games because it's like you versus someone else, right? Like not like
True,
but it's like
but
one
let's
on
be
one,
real.
not like
how many
like
many nights
COD
were
is
we on
multiplayer.
just hanging out
Remnant.
in the battle hub fucking around? and
that's
shit?
true. I give the Battle Hub and the new features like that's one thing too, like to consider, right? Like lobbies and they did it right, and I do have to give them credit. 'Cause I shit on a lot of fighting games for getting lobbies
there's
wrong.
no co-op game.
and Street Fighter
there's
got
no
it
multiplayer,
100%
There's
correct.
no multiplayer experience. There's no co-op experience. There's no any experience that's like Baldur's Gate 3 this year. Like,
No, there's
period.
not. There's not, and it's
Yeah,
unfair to be in that
absolutely.
category.
Boom,
They should
like,
they should have
that's
left it out
easy.
that category. All right, best sports and racing game. First of all,
This
Okay,
category
'cause-
sucks. It's always sucked. So I'm whatever.
this category sucks because I think it should be two separate categories: best sports
I
game
agree.
and best racing game.
It's gonna be between
because
Forza and it's gonna be between Hot Wheels because I heard that game is actually ridiculous. Despite multiplayer complaints or whatever the
Does it
fuck,
have
I heard the
lobbies?
game is ridiculous. I have no idea, but
I think it's the same as the first.
Oh,
I have no idea. Disney Speedstorm should be here now because that shit's fire.
It
Like,
should. I agree.
If
I
we
don't
got
think
rid of
it's. I don't think
fucking-
it's out yet though. I think it's early access on PC, right?
No, it came out last month.
Last month. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it officially came out here.
Okay,
I
okay.
feel like feet or whatever the two, the EA Sports games. Wait, why is that here?
What FIFA?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's best sports game.
Because sports.
yeah, but that's the only one that's not a racing game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that? What
It's
the
a,
fuck?
it's, it's
That's
a,
why this
it's a dumb
category. Why is Madden
Yeah.
not in this category? Madden dropped this year. Why is 2K NBA 2K not in this category? I'm telling you, they
don't
need
hate
two
those
separate
games.
categories. They need best sports game and
Yeah, 'cause
best
they don't have
racing
enough.
game.
They don't have enough games. Actually,
They
there's hella
do.
racing games that came out this year.
There's hella
that's-
racing
No,
games
didn't-
and there's
did-
hella
did-
sports games. Look,
Yo,
four
didn't
out of
NBA
five,
2K
four out of
what's
five
that
categories are
shit?
racing games.
Yo, what's that shit? DreamWorks? Is that's the name of the fucking movie shit, right? The DreamWorks All-Star Racing game? Bro,
Yeah.
I heard that game is godlike. So why is that not here?
Listen, four out
I
of the
don't know.
five, 4 out of the 5 games are racing games. They could split the categories and they could
gonna
add,
fucking-
you know.
I think just choose
'Cause-
whatever and let's
'cause-
move on
'cause
because
for-
this is obviously like a dumb. This is just a dumb category.
For sports,
Hot
the
Wheels for
category
me.
could be FIFA or sorry, it's esports FC now. It could be UFC. It could be Madden, NBA, right? Like there's so many like sports games that they could actually put in this category.
I
It's
mean,
between Forza and Hot Wheels. And Hot
I'm
Wheels.
gonna actually vote for F1.
Yeah, I don't-
F1 games are sick every year.
yeah, they're great, but I don't think that's cool.
No,
gotta
I'm
think about
probably not gonna win, but
Most of these motherfuckers.
I actually think I haven't bought this F1. I played
I heard all those
22 and
games are
22 is
good.
good, and they improve upon it every year. So, I would like. I mean, Forza is good too. Any of these, I would probably win.
I heard
but-
the crew is good too. I heard they're all good. I just don't know why FIFA's there, but whatever.
All right, best sim strategy game. I didn't play any of these.
Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem is winning.
Fire
Pikmin
Emblem.
Were you gonna
actually,
say
Pikmin
Fire
4 might.
Emblem?
Pikmin 4 might. Pikmin 4 might. Because Pikmin 4 actually, from what I played, actually.
I didn't play Pikmin 4, so I
Like,
can.
Pikmin 4. Pikmin 4 should win this. But me, I had a really soft spot for Fire Emblem this year. So for me personally, that would be it.
Out of all these
You know,
games,
it's
Fire Emblem
weird.
was the only one I heard most about. Actually,
That was
You know,
really
it's-
funny because I forgot that game came out this year because it came out like in January.
it came out so early. Yeah.
April, yeah, or
No, it
something.
came out
But
January. Yeah.
but the thing is,
That shit was crazy.
like, wasn't there hella sim strategy games that dropped this year? And then just that, I feel like the choices here are kind of.
Well, City Skylines is a good choice. City Skylines is always super
Were
popular.
there-
This is really popular, but I think City Skylines released in a bad state, and they're just improving upon it now. So that kind of puts it down.
Because wasn't
Otherwise,
there
it would probably run away with this category.
the only other one that came out
the
this year was
alien
that
game,
Alien game.
the aliens
Yeah,
game.
Alien Dark Descent.
I heard that game was sick.
Midnight
good.
Sun should be in this category too.
No,
No.
it shouldn't. That came out last year.
Oh, and Midnight Sun came out. Midnight
out
Sun was
last
in
fall.
this.
Oh, it came out last year. Okay.
Well, it came out at the tail end. It came out like late
out last fall.
November.
Okay.
That doesn't
It
count.
kind of sucks because it didn't. But if it did, that would definitely be my vote, 100%. But yeah. Anyway,
That's kind of like, I think games that release like in December should be considered for the following year. You know what I mean?
I
Like, it's
agree.
like because they're too late to be considered for this year, but it's, you know what I mean? Like they get kind of snubbed.
yeah.
Unless
I agree.
you're
I
like a
agree.
high profile release like Alan Wake 2, like game came out 2 weeks ago, and it's like I'm not gonna downplay the game, like, but I think like it's a high profile game, so it gets that that benefit. But there are some games that just kind of go under the radar that release in December, and then everyone forgets
even
about
if
them.
it came out earlier, that game
No,
absolutely fell under the
Yeah,
radar
yeah,
regardless.
yeah. So I'm gonna vote for Fire Emblem. I did play Company of Heroes 1 long
I
time
feel like
ago.
Pikmin 4,
That
Pikmin
game
4 should
was
probably win
God.
this category. I wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
if it did.
considering the sales, I was surprised by the sales of Pikmin 4. Eh?
Best family game is
Best
gotta be
family
Mario.
game. Mario. Yeah, it's got to be
This is the
Mario.
dumbest
It's gonna-
fucking
it's gonna
shit
be
ever. It's gonna be
Mario.
Mario.
It's always got to be Mario. What the hell is even Disney Illusion Island?
I have no idea, but I'm actually interested in looking at what this is. Let's see.
I looked at this category and I said, Party Animals is not a family game.
No, it's not. I mean,
It's a fight- it's a
cool that it
fight
got
your
nominated,
family
though.
game.
The fact that it actually exists and it got nominated is pretty cool, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is a fight your family game. I mean, it's all
Oh,
fun and
wow, it's
games
a
till
2D
somebody starts
platformer.
winning,
It's a-
right?
It's a co-op 2D platformer. This shit actually looks godlike. What the fuck? Why didn't I know about this? What the fuck? I might have to play
I don't know.
this.
Disney Illusion
This
Island. When did it
Disney
come out?
Illusion-
It might have
yeah.
came out super early in the year too.
What the? This shit looks phenomenal.
I feel like it went under the radar.
It came out July 28th.
Really?
I'm gonna download this now. What the fuck?
I mean, there's a reason why it's in this category, I guess, right? They probably wanted to give it some
That's
shine.
crazy.
Someone probably
Yeah.
also thought it was phenomenal.
That's
My
fire.
favorite,
Oh,
my
Oh,
favorite
boy.
category every year.
What
Just
is
so you know,
choice?
I voted
fuck
I
is
voted
God
for
of Rock?
Multiverses last year.
Yeah, what the fuck? What kind of choice is this?
Okay,
What is
okay.
Pocket Bravery?
So let's. I heard Pocket Bravery was kind of one of those newer franchises that actually had a little bit of.
I'm gonna be
It's-
honest with you. If we're considering
These are
the
some big
entire package, right? Street Fighter 6 should win this,
But Mortal Kombat's gonna win.
Mortal
Yeah.
Kombat.
we don't know that because Mortal Kombat didn't really do that well this time. Mortal Kombat 11 did really well. Mortal Kombat 1 did not do that well this time.
Didn't it
So,
sell more
I
than
don't
Street
know.
Fighter though? I
It's
mean,
always
Mortal
gonna
Kombat
sell
just
more
has.
Probably-
than Street
yeah,
Fighter, but
it's
that's
all-
not what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Like,
It's almost
Yeah,
Street Fighter, but
but
it didn't
the
do as
thing
well for
is-
like a Mortal Kombat. game.
Okay, but here's what I'm saying is that like this is kind of a popularity kind of pick, right? So no matter what,
it's more
even
community
if
perception. Like community
I
perception.
hope so.
Right?
I mean, community perception should be Street Fighter, right?
Because
100%.
let's be real.
But-
Last year, what won? Multiverses won, right? And everybody was in on. Everybody was on that shit, whether you liked it or not. Everybody and their moms was playing that shit. Everybody was talking about it when it was relevant, right? So Mortal Kombat 1 came out. People were talking about it for a week. This is probably the quickest fall off for an MK game I've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
people were talking about it for like a day, and then it's gone.
Yeah,
So, I
I
don't
played the
know.
game for like 4 hours and then.
Yeah, this has been the quickest fall off
Yeah,
for
I
an MK
beat
game
the
I
story
think
mode and
ever.
then just stopped playing it.
So,
Yeah, but like you still can never count out that huge
Yeah,
casual
but I
popularity that MK inherently has.
I think there's a
regardless
game
of the
here,
quality
though,
of
that
the game.
replaces that casual fucking thing though, and I think it's the All Stars Brawl. I think it's the Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl because I heard the game is actually really fucking good this time. So, and
Man.
I don't know, bro. I feel
Patrick-
like that game is
Patrick
definitely-
Backshot
that game
loops?
might win. I think that game might win. I don't know.
The
Like,
Patrick
I feel like
backshot
that game's gonna
loops,
win.
bro. Murdering,
That
Hey,
game might
yo.
win, bro.
murdering them,
Everybody's
killing
talking
them,
about how good it is. Everybody was playing it, so I don't know, bro. That shit
killing
might
them.
win.
It's murder happening with the Patrick.
I mean,
matches.
yeah, my pick would be Street Fighter 6.
I think Street Fighter 6 is
But
probably the
overall
best
package,
fighting
absolutely,
game
yeah.
that we've had this year. Like as a fighting game, I think
That's
it's
one of
the
the
best
best fighting games
we've
we've had
this
ever.
year. It's one of the it's one of the best considerably one of the best fighting games we've ever had.
but we can even consider it the ignition in the new age of fighting games because
Yeah.
that came out. Mortal Kombat came out. Tekken 8's coming
Tekken's
out.
coming out. Yeah.
Virtual Fighters coming out. It's like a whole golden era of fighting games that just
Don't
Don't say
came.
that. We don't know.
So-
Don't say that
it's a
bullshit yet.
whole potentially a whole
What?
new generation.
Don't say anything about Virtua Fighter in my presence ever. Not until we know.
Yeah.
Bro, you know they're working on that shit.
No. Not
Ever
until I
since
see- when I
they
see it-
dropped remember when they
No.
redropped 5 and we were all playing it
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
and they improved
3
upon the
million people were
lobbies and
playing
they
it,
were
and
like
then
you
Sega-
could
and
watch
then
live
Sega-
matches.
Don't care, bro. Sega, I need official. I need to know that it exists.
I think
don't
we
give a
all
fuck.
do. We all do. All right.
I'm good.
Best
I
mean-
RPG.
Hello. All right, next. Joe, just click on it and let's go to the next category.
We all know what it's gonna be.
Just click on it. and let's go to
Okay,
the next
okay. Wait. Can I ask a question? If it's not Baldur's Gate 3, let's just say Baldur's Gate 3 was out of this for some dumb reason. This is hypothetically, right? Which one would you vote for?
Starfield. No, I missed that.
I would vote for
Dumbass.
I would vote for. I would.
Nah,
It's crazy
Starfield
because
is
I would vote for
like-
every single one of these games except Starfield.
Yeah.
If I wanna be
I would
honest,
vote
though,
personally. Sea of Stars for me
I think
would be the pick.
I think if Baldur's Gate wasn't here, FF16 would win, just because of like nobody really knows what Sea of Stars is, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like Final Fantasy would win. Personally,
Mhm.
shit, Lies of P would that shit should win the Game of the Year in my opinion. But it is what it
I
is.
think these are all wonderful different flavors of RPG games.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes it really difficult to choose because you can't go wrong with
No, it
any
doesn't.
one of them.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, if we're no, I'm talking about, bro. I mean, obviously, I'm making the statement that you're exempting Baldur's Gate 3 from it.
I still don't think it's hard to choose.
I think it's like it depends on what kind of games you like too, right?
I don't think Starfield is it. I don't think Starfield is it, bro.
I mean, if you like Starfield though, and that's your
You can
choice, I'm
like
gonna be
any
like,
game.
yeah.
I mean, you can like fucking Candy Crush, and you can put it here. Like that
No, because it's
doesn't
not an
really
RPG.
Mean anything?
Come on, man.
I'm giving you an example. Like you can like whatever you like, but does that mean that what you like deserves the Game of the Year or best
No.
RPG of the year? No.
But that's what I'm saying. If that's
Like-
your choice, that's your choice, and that's what you want to vote for. Sure.
Like I'm sure there's hella motherfuckers
Right.
that like Starfield. Yeah, but we're talking. Yeah, but we're not talking about what individual people would vote for. We're talking about what's likely to win, right? I'm pretty sure that's what we're talking
I'm
about.
talking about what I'm voting for because
I'm
I'm
talking
making
about
votes.
everything.
Yeah,
And then I'm also talking about why they're in here in the first place, right? Like why do these nominees?
and why we would
Yeah.
pick our individual picks.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
this is more of like a nominee, so I'm talking more about like, do these games deserve their spot being a nominee, and then choosing a winner when it's not so obvious that the winner is gonna be. Come on, this is definitely Baldur's Gate 3. Right?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, Lights of P I kind of consider more, whatever, because RPGs are mostly action games nowadays, anyway. So it doesn't matter.
I think like I said, they're all different flavors of RPG, and then you just
I mean, every
I think
game here is an action game except Sea of Stars.
I think they all
And Baldur's Gate.
Final Fantasy could be
Alright,
considered for
so-
action game too, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Isn't it even
Yeah.
isn't it even in the action game category? I think.
Yeah, I believe
So,
so.
like these are all great games. Starfield, you're not you. No, let me.
It's
it's-
so hard.
It's all
like,
right.
It's
It's
so
not a
hard
bad.
excluding Baldur's Gate 3 because it's like I know we're doing it
No,
because
yeah,
we know
yeah.
it's gonna win, but it's like, bro, like that game just eclipses everything in this category.
No, absolutely. I
Yeah.
don't disagree
Yeah,
with you on that.
it's
That's why
so
I think
hard
I
to
find
think
it
about it.
easy to ignore it because it's like once you drop it, it's like yeah, it's the winner. then I'm just looking at these these other four games, and I'm just like, man, these are all good
they're
games.
great games too.
Yeah.
They're great games. Well, I mean, you know, most
like these games all just had the unfortunate circumstance of releasing the same year as Baldur's Gate 3. That's what it is. Because Sea of Stars could have won this as a surprise. If Baldur's Gate 3 didn't exist, Final Fantasy could potentially have won this as a popularity powerhouse, and as well as just being like a good game. And Lies of P is kind of like the indie surprise too, right, of the year. Starfield could have won based on popularity and people that just, you know, there's the good things about that game. I could talk about Starfield in another situation because I like some aspects of it, and there's a lot of things. I just feel like it's a game out of time. But Baldur's Gate 3 is definitely my choice, and I think it's absolutely deserves the win here as a role-playing game. It's essentially
that's one of the best games I've ever played in my entire life.
It's
It's
essentially
Elden Ring. That and Elden Ring, best games I've ever played in my fucking life.
It's essentially the crux of role-playing, right? Like, it is role-playing.
Literally. That's literally... Baldur's Gate is literally the definition of RPG.
Beats
like,
it.
that
Nothing
needs to
beats
win. Like, it needs to win.
Real talk. So, obviously, from my opinion, what's likely to win Baldur's Gate 3, I don't think there's any competition and pushes the genre forward in a very aggressive way. We're going to be talking about this later on, so I'm not going to dwell too much on that. But if I had to take everything out, the RPG that stole my heart for sure was definitely Sea of Stars. I really enjoyed it. I was surprised by it. It had amazing music. The gameplay is very significant to Chrono Trigger. So if you like any of those games and the pixels, the animations was beautiful. You know, I have like maybe one gripe I have just because I'm not an achievement maniac to like, you know, but I don't want to give anything away. But overall, I really enjoyed my time with the game. It was a good story. It was nothing mind blowing, but it also was nothing bad. And sometimes telling a simple story is good. If you tell a simple story well, it goes far. So. Sea Star is definitely my number 2, but number 1, Baldur's Gate 3. I haven't even beat the game yet.
I love Sea of Stars. There's things I really like about Starfield, and I cannot wait to play Final Fantasy 16 and Lies of P.
Like, Baldur's Gate 3 definitely. Like that should exist in a different like stratosphere than every other game here. So then probably.
Well, I'm not in order. I was just saying, like, I haven't played. I was just going over the ones I played.
I'm just doing it for myself.
Oh yeah, if you want to go in order, yeah, that's fine.
Baldur's Gate 3, fucking Lies of P, Sea of Stars, and FF. Like Starfield, from what I played, I don't like it. So I'm not gonna say there's things I do like about it, of course.
Yeah.
That game is. I don't want to. It's weird to say it doesn't deserve to be here, but it's a game that I feel like completely disregarded like what other games can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that game was completely like made in a vacuum.
We can definitely talk more about Starfield when it gets down to Game of the Year.
You know, we can even talk about it Saturday because
but it's not a Game of the Year. It's not a Game of the Year nominee, so it's like we might as well talk about it now. No, it's not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could go deeper into it when I play it more. I just feel like, as far as Bethesda games go, it's a Bethesda game, but it probably has, like, people were saying, like, oh, it's just going to be like Skyrim in space. And it's like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And it is, but it probably has the least personality that it had than in any of the other Bethesda games. There's zero personality in the game.
Like, it's Skyrim if Skyrim was evolved into just a menu simulator. Like, they forgot. It's like they forgot everything except it's like they did everything and forgot the gameplay.
It's like yes, because you can play Skyrim that way if you fast travel. Like, if you fast travel everywhere in Skyrim, like, you're just like doing that. You're clicking on a point. You're traveling.
You have to actually get to the point before you can fast travel.
Yeah. But like, Skyrim can devolve, and that's the thing. Skyrim can devolve into the Starfield gameplay experience where you're picking a point on a map.
But it's literally Starfield. Like, Starfield, that's the game from the get-go, though. Yeah. Like, it's not like, okay, you have to explore the map first, get to these areas first, then you can fast travel, which is what most games do anyway. You have to actually get there first before you can fast travel. Starfield is like, oh, first mission, just click on this shit and you're there.
It doesn't feel like space exploration.
Yeah,
you know, it just feels like you're clicking points and you're going to certain, like, I don't know. I'm still early on in the game. Maybe it opens up. I hear it gets better after you finish the story. So
that makes no sense.
I know.
Yeah.
But
Saying
like
a
I
game
said,
gets better after you're done with it, it makes no sense.
I'm not gonna say it's a bad game. I just feel like it's
Not bad at all.
I
It's not
feel
bad
like
at all.
I feel like Bethesda did nothing to advance their type of gameplay experience at all. In fact, they just put it kind of backwards, right? Like the
People
game
were saying,
the game
it's
looks
just like
great
Fallout.
too.
I'm like, no, it's not.
No, it's
because
not.
At least Fallout felt like I was exploring a wasteland.
Mhm,
This game feels like I'm literally playing a simulator. Like, which is if that's what they were going for, sure, but that's not
Yeah.
what I want. Like,
Also, like I was talking about this the other day, like just as far as like when you select your skills, right? So like the menu screen in Fallout, you had your Pip-Boy, you had the little VTech guy. What's his
yep, there's
name?
no personality in this game whatsoever.
The Pip-Boy was kind of like when you picked your skills, you would get a different type of drawn Pip-Boy. It would be like a little cowboy for like a gunslinger
the
type
Vault
perk,
Boy.
or like a doctor. He would be dressed as a doctor for medical perks. There's like
Yeah, the
all
Vault
kinds
Boy
of
was
different
dope.
things that they showed like little like he would do these little movements when you pick a skill. For Skyrim, they had the whole like you're the Dragonborn, right? Like so you would pick your skills, you would pause the menu and look up to the sky and see the constellations when you went into the skills menu, and you would pick your skills based on the constellation. Starfield is just a menu.
It's very stale and generic.
It's
That's
very
all it
stale, generic menu. It looks worse than Destiny when it comes to like menu format. I could kind of see what they were going for, but they didn't go full force into it. I feel like and it makes sense. I feel like they were going for like the whole military style rankings or patches that go on on a uniform kind of
You know
thing
what?
for the skills, and that would make sense. But go full like
I'll
you
be
have
honest with
games
you.
that look like Yoshi's Yarn, where you could actually make a game look like Yarn. Why didn't they just make them actually look like patches?
I wouldn't have a problem with any of that at all if the gameplay made up for it. But even the gameplay is super stale and generic, right? So it's like, I don't know. Like you said earlier, you said it's a game out of time. That's
Yeah,
literally what
it feels like I'm playing
It feels like I'm
playing a Bethesda game remake. Yeah.
Yeah, this game would have been great 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's a
too
good way
much
to look
compete
about
right
it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and the
Because that-
competition, especially if you
have-
compared this game with all the other games
yeah,
on
and
this
it's
list.
funny because there are games that aren't even on this list that do things
Yeah.
better than Starfield.
And
Like-
and that's not to say like the game is. That's not even saying that the game is bad. It's just like it feels like they just didn't do. They didn't do enough with it.
The game is bad to criticize the shit out of it. Like,
No,
I'm not
exactly,
saying the game is
exactly.
bad at all. I'm just saying like this game could have been what for how long this game was being teased and in development for. Nah, it did not live up at all. Like,
No.
With that being said, I think it is definitely.
I'll be honest with you. I personally would have replaced that with the Cyberpunk DLC. Just saying.
Well,
good
I
point.
mean, technically, Cyberpunk technically,
I know it's an old
guess
game.
doesn't count.
I know,
But
I'm saying.
you
if I
know
had
what's
to do it,
funnier?
like-
I would have replaced this with RoboCop. I'm not even gonna lie.
Is RoboCop? I don't know much about it. Is RoboCop? It's like Fallout, right? It has like the RPG
It's-
shit, like the skill trees. And
Yeah,
shit. Like, I
it's
don't
know.
know.
It has a
like
skill tree.
Bethesda. It's like
you got the
Bethesda.
fucking the conversation shits and you
You have
yeah.
conversation trees. I think it
I
came
didn't
out too
think about
late. I think it just came out too late. It's
No,
that's
I
one of
think
those
it came out
circumstances.
under
It
the
came out too
radar.
late, too.
I mean,
No, it came out at the same time as Alan Wake.
yeah, did it come out
That's
the same
true.
time? Mario
Came
Wonder?
out the same week as
It
Alan
came out.
Wake.
Wait, when did it come out?
Yeah.
November? Came out.
It came out
November,
literally
October.
the next week after Mario Wonder.
Yeah, so it did come.
That's
out
one of
too
those
late.
games.
Oh,
It's just not
December,
high
the only-
profile
The
enough,
only
right?
thing that's too late is December.
Yeah.
Like the last week of November and December is too late.
Yeah, so I think Starfield is like the least for me, the least deserving in this category right now. And I haven't even played Lies of P and Final Fantasy 16. I can't wait to play both of them. So
Yeah, all of them are great.
But
They're all good.
Baldur's Gate.
There are things to like about Starfield, but yeah.
Baldur's Gate just fucking
Yeah, it's
demolish.
Best
Oh my
action
God.
adventure game.
Oh,
is
this one's hard,
so
actually.
Fucking
This is
bullshit.
very difficult for me
it's hard.
because
Alan Wake.
I haven't played Alan Wake, so I gotta
I'm
go
gonna
Spider-Man
say-
2 so far, bro. Like,
This is
I'm
the weird part
sorry.
about this category. I'm gonna start off by saying the weirdest part about this category, right? And the one thing that I hate about Game Awards is that you know how games come out early in the year and you just forget, right? Because there's so much shit that comes out in the later half that they kind of just fucking fade to the wayside, right? I feel like out of all the games that came out early, which is RE4, Star Wars, and Zelda, right? Out of those three games, I feel like RE4 had the most staying power this year.
Yes.
No one's
Yeah,
talking
it
about
did,
Zelda.
for sure.
It did.
I feel like Zelda. No one's talking about Zelda right now, and no one's definitely talking about Star Wars right now. with the way
It
that
helped that they dropped their DLC too, the Separate Ways
true,
DLC.
True, that's probably why.
That
is
kind of
why. You're right, you're right, you're
refreshed
right.
the game
That just
for a
came
lot
out,
of
so that's
people.
why.
And it just reminded people of how great that game is, right?
Yeah,
It's like, oh yeah, I remember,
absolutely.
I remember you, baby. Why I loved you so much.
But I personally think if we're talking about best action adventure game, it's got to be Alan Wake 2 because it does something different than every single one of these games in this category. Spider-Man 2 is just Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Yeah, that's my only thing. Like Spider-Man, like obviously it's a great game. It's this, but it's not doing anything to push the genre forward. Like it's pretty much more of what you like from the previous titles. Right? Spider-Man's in Game of the Year category, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I think that's the thing. I haven't played Alan Wake 2, and I might change my. You think Zelda's gonna win this?
I think Zelda's gonna win it, but Alan Wake wins it for me.
Yeah. For me, it's between Alan Wake and Resident Evil 4.
I think Zelda could potentially win this too. Yeah.
Because Resident Evil 4 was,
My fault. Go ahead.
I was just gonna. Yeah. I mean, Resident Evil 4 is just one of those things where it's just like it has so many good memories, right? Like, so that has the nostalgia working for it, and then the fact that it's been remanaged and went into a little bit of a new direction. And the story was pretty good. And like, I'm not even a fan of RE4 personally, and I like this game. And it was a bit of a challenge, but the Alan Wake 2, man, in terms of survival horror, which is not really part of this, it's definitely pushing things forward in different mediums. That's like so fucking impressive, bro. Like I'm watching this. It's like it's so visceral. It's so visceral and like
the weirdest part about it, like so
it's like you're not even fighting like.
Games,
yeah.
Like, you know how we said I said Starfield was created in a vacuum, right? Like it was completely unaware of all the other games that were launching like alongside of it, like Starfield
in a bad
way. You could tell that Bethesda was like, yeah, our formula is great. They're gonna keep buying our shit, but they weren't paying attention to like what other games were doing. They weren't paying attention to what Baldur's Gate was doing. They weren't paying attention to like what other shit does, right? So I feel like, don't get me wrong, RE4 is great, right? Like I love the game. I shit, it's in the Game of the Year fucking nominees for a fucking reason, right?
Yes,
but. This is another example of a game I feel it's a remake, so it doesn't really count because it's a remake, so it doesn't count. The game is going to be like this regardless of what other games came out, but I feel like this game had no idea what Alan Wake was doing because man, like in terms of this isn't the survival horror category. We can say this conversation when we get to that category. If right? We can say this conversation.
If not,
I don't think
if not, we could definitely have that conversation for the Game of the Year.
Let's see. Hold on.
Because man, like Alan Wake kind of made me think about Resident Evil. Like I'm like, Capcom gonna need to steal some shit, bro.
There isn't. We could talk about it in the Game of the Year. We got to do that because both those games in the Game of the Year deservingly.
Capcom
So
gonna have to take some notes for the next RE game. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Like, cause woo.
Well, there's just other narrative level, but in terms of I will say,
yep, I think Zelda's gonna win.
I don't want Zelda to win, bro, because it's more the same.
It's too big. It's too big, bro.
You're right. You're right, but I would put RE4 over pretty much.
I would
all of this except for Alan Wake 2.
I would put Alan Wake and. I would put RE4 there, but RE4 will be tied with Zelda.
But the thing is, all right, I'm gonna be honest with you, Despair. Here's the question I gotta pose: Is Alan Wake 2 gonna be a game that you're gonna replay over and over? Because Resident Evil 4 for sure is the game that you would do that in.
Yeah, but I don't think that they're taking that into accountability when they're talking about game awards, right?
Like, because when I think like an action, you know what I mean? Like when I'm thinking in terms of that, it's
that, but
you see what I'm saying?
I'm trying to think from the view of like these people that are going to be fucking making these decisions, right? And it's like they don't care. Like me personally, I'm not going to play Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Well, realistically, they're going to vote Spider-Man, but it shouldn't be Spider.
I don't think they're going to vote Spider-Man at all. I think they're going to vote Alan Wake or Zelda. Yeah, I think they're going to vote Alan Wake or Zelda. Because Zelda, the thing about you have to understand like how critical Zelda was when it launched, right? Like nothing in this category got that amount of like commercial and like critical fucking buzz. None of these games did. Actually, Alan Wake did. Alan Wake
did. Star Wars could have if it didn't
Star
get so
Wars
much
didn't
negative
grab it. Yeah,
press
true.
because of the performance. Because other than that, it was definitely a highly anticipated game, and it got amazing review scores out the gate. It was like all 8s and 9s.
Yeah, but you can get
and-
amazing review scores and still not hit
No,
commercial.
I agree, but like that kind of builds the hype train around it. But I think that was derailed based on the performance because there were a bunch of people that are just like, I'm just not playing this. It was all over the place.
There are games that are great that just come out and everyone talks about it for a week and then it's gone.
Yeah.
Like, so.
Well, in terms of that, it'd be Zelda and then Alan Wake. What are the sales for Alan Wake 2? I actually don't know.
I have
I
no
don't
idea.
know.
It's probably-
Resident Evil 4 is at least 5 to 7 mil. I know.
Resident Evil 4 would have won this for me at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, like being the start of the year
RE4
to
definitely
now,
would've won this at the start of the
RE4 would
year.
have definitely won this at the start of the year. I haven't played Alan Wake 2 and will probably change my mind on this. But for me right now, I'm smack dab in the middle of Spider-Man 2, and it's just I don't know, man. I'm really loving the game.
Spider-Man 2 is great, and like I said,
It's great.
our
It's
individual
great, but
choices are
like-
great. But
Yeah.
in terms of likeliness, let's be real, it's got to be Alan Wake and Zelda. Like in terms of what's likely to win,
Oh yeah,
it's
yeah.
gotta, like
Yeah,
it's gotta
what's
be Alan
likely to win is definitely. I don't think Spider-Man 2 is winning this
Wake. In
category,
this category,
but
my
for
game is
me,
definitely Alan Wake. Yeah.
I'm choosing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
I like.
No, I mean, I
Because I got what I
understand.
expected
But the thing
from
is,
RE4. Like,
yeah,
I played Alan Wake 2 and I did not expect that shit.
Yeah. Alan Wake 2 definitely surprised me, but Resident Evil 4 also kind of surprised me. Like they did some things a little bit different.
Yeah,
And
but it's still RE4.
I can come back to that game, and everyone keeps coming back to that game. And it's also one of the more popular ones. Obviously, Zelda's gonna win with the 16 mil, right? 16 mil copies.
I also don't
But,
think sales matter. I don't think sales
I
matter.
don't think
either.
sales matter. Yeah, I think.
Well, we're just
talking
talking about pure feeling.
I think it's critical
For
acclaim.
me,
I'm
it's
talking about what's likely to win amongst those panel of people that are fucking sitting in that shit. They don't. Most of the time, they don't give a fuck about sales.
the Academy.
Like, let's be real.
Well,
The-
I
their
think
version of the
but
Academy.
here,
game,
but
that game won Game of the Year.
But here's the
Like-
thing. Well, obviously we know the game of the year is gonna be whatever, right? So they'll probably give this to a game that's not gonna win the game of the year.
No, because that was you
That
can't say
they
that, but they don't
could
always.
say
It doesn't
that,
always work
but
that way.
It
Yeah,
didn't
doesn't always
work that way
'Cause
for
remember,
It doesn't always
Last
work-
of Us
Just
2, right?
sweep.
Yeah,
Right.
Last
I mean,
of
it
Us 2
doesn't
kinda
always
swept,
work
right?
that way, but they definitely have some sway, right? Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like if something is in the like, let's say Baldur's Gate 3 was in every single category, there will be no issue with that shit winning every single category. Like, I don't think they give out like courtesy shit. They can. There have been examples when they've done that, but it doesn't always happen that way.
no.
And
It's
I
gonna be
think
bro. There has to be
even
like,
even in a vacuum, right? Like if we
I'm just remembering
ignore
when the game came out.
if we
Like-
ignore everything about like popularity, critical acclaim, or anything like that, and we just judge these games based on for the best action adventure game combining combat, traversal, and puzzle solving, bro, all of these games are fucking nuts.
Zelda.
And Zelda's there. All of these games deserve to.
If you,
I don't know
everything
about
you just
Jedi.
said, it's just Zelda.
Yeah, it's Zelda. Yeah,
It's just Zelda.
it's that's what I'm saying. Like it's hard, right? Like, I haven't played Alan Wake 2. Like I said, I'll probably change my mind. But it's reading this category says
So I
Zelda
played
to
all
me.
of these except Star Wars.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
played all
I
of these
played
except
all
Star
of these
Wars.
except Star Wars.
And
Oh well,
it's
I haven't
gonna be
played
Zelda.
Zelda.
It's gonna be
And,
Zelda.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't.
like-
I don't disagree.
oh shit!
Now it's time for
This is
best
the category
action
right here,
game.
baby.
Wow.
Yo, every single one except Dead Island 2.
Let me tell
Yeah,
you
except
why
that Island too.
All of
it's
them.
Armored Core. No,
Yeah, go ahead, nigga. I'm gonna tell you why it's Remnant 2 and Hi-Fi Rush. Go ahead.
I know. We're all gonna talk about those three. I think to
Hi-Fi
me,
Rush is incredible.
to me,
Ghost
I
Runner 2,
think
I'm
I
glad
think
it's
those
here,
are
though,
the
because
top
It flew
three.
under the radar, and I'm glad it's here.
Yeah. I'm happy to see that. I don't know about Dead Island 2. I heard it was good.
I heard it was good, but
I heard it was good, but I don't know if it's
Fuck out of here.
as far as best action game. I don't know if it would be considered. Is it an action? I
Nah,
don't know.
the best.
Look,
Like if we
listen.
like if you
When
have to
you
think
have a
about
game
it,
like
it
that-
shouldn't be on this list.
Exactly. And I was gonna say that and add that to the fact that, right? Look at all the games in this category, bro. Like, look at the games in this category, and then look at Dead Island 2. You can't. Like, you cannot.
No.
There's
I
no
wouldn't,
argument.
I wouldn't put any of these other games over. I wouldn't put Dead Island 2 over any of these other games. Yeah.
I wouldn't. So that's how. Let's not even consider that.
Ghost Runner, I haven't even like touched. I like the way the
haven't
game
played it,
looks. I know
but
it's like a
listen,
puzzle
I've heard
game.
good things.
I
You
like
play
Neon
Neon
White. Exactly. Yeah, I like Neon White. I'll probably like Ghost Runner 2.
Listen,
Not gonna lie.
That shit's fire.
That being said, I probably wouldn't put that one over the other games in this category either. I haven't played
Yeah, but did you
Hi-Fi Rush.
play?
I know it's great.
Listen,
I played Hi-Fi Rush was a
I
fucking
played
experience.
Remnant
and you
2.
can't really say you played Remnant 2. Can you?
I did.
Okay,
I
you
played a
can.
lot of
Maybe-
it on my
maybe
own.
You can. Okay.
I did a lot of it
Yeah,
on
he
my
beat
own,
it.
bro.
Like
I
I played
beat it.
like Remnant 2. You know what's crazy about this shit? Personally, the amount of value I got out of Remnant 2, I 100% of the game. I got every achievement. I did everything in this game. DLC just dropped, by the way. I'm about to play that shit. That shit, I don't want to say it took me by surprise because I knew I was gonna like it, but man, I bought that game. I did not stop playing that game for like at least 3 weeks straight until I 100% of that game. Hi-Fi Rush, bro, I don't even want to talk about this game because I'm so sad that it quote unquote flopped, right? That game was phenomenal.
It didn't flop.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. It did. They considered that game a failure. Like they considered that game a failure. Yeah.
Do you consider it a
And-
failure?
Oh,
Of course not. But I'm
Exactly.
not the one looking at the
That's
money
true.
though.
You're
Like
not
I'm
the
not
one
the
that's
one
paying
saying,
for
oh,
it to get a.
but didn't sell a bunch of copies?
It
got at least
did.
a
no,
note
they
too, right?
considered it a failure. They came
It
out and said
sold
they
a
considered it a
lot,
failure.
though.
But is this some
It's
like
selling
Square
a
Enix
lot.
bullshit?
According to what?
Bro, a game, an Xbox exclusive, quote unquote game, right? That barely got any marketing. They stealth dropped the game. Of course it's not gonna do well. It didn't do well. Like they literally stealth dropped that game. Like, didn't they announce it the same like week or something
Yeah,
that they put it
dropped
out?
the same day.
Like
Same day it was
so
announced.
That it was doomed for failure anyway. So I'm
Yeah.
not surprised. The game was amazing though, right? I feel like if Microsoft usually they'll take risks sometimes. So I feel like it'll get a sequel and it'll probably, hopefully they'll market it a little bit better. It was a fucking amazing game. That game deserved more than what it got. Out of every game in this category, I loved Armored Core. I love every game in this category except Dead Island 2. I didn't play it, but I probably wouldn't put it over in these anyway. Hi-Fi Rush, I feel like deserves it. Like, just because of the fact that I'm not even gonna call it. People say it's an indie game. Tango is not an indie studio. It's not an indie game. Like, so I feel like that game with the budget that it had and the creativity that's in that game,
Yeah.
and the amount of love that you can tell went into the making of that game deserves it.
That's probably why it
Like-
feels like an indie game, because if you feel the passion
I
project and the
feel
labor of
what that
love, right?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
what they wanted me to feel in that game. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
like I'm playing a game like back in the day when we were playing like, SNES games and shit like that. You could tell how creative.
Yeah,
and shit
it
some of
feels
these
more
games-
like
yeah.
a labor of love, and it feels that's kind of like
Exactly.
what indie projects give now, which is
Exactly.
why probably people think it's an indie project. But yeah, no,
And then Armored Core, listen, bro. Armored Core for
Armored
me,
Core was a different beast.
the only reason why I feel like that's a given, which is probably not. I feel like Hi-Fi Rush is probably gonna win this. I don't know, but personally, I feel like we should exclude Armored Core from this list because that game is just fucking phenomenal. Like the game, first of all, the only criticism you could give to like a FromSoft game nowadays, right, is that the performance is bad. That game performance was fine. Like the gameplay was fucking
on release,
amazing.
the performance was fine.
Yeah, the gameplay was fucking amazing. I don't even want to talk about the fucking music. Listen, y'all remember like we were hyping this game up before it even came out. Like when they showed it at the Game Awards last year, we were like, oh shit, fuck, right? Came out, I don't want to say it exceeded my expectations, but it basically gave me what I wanted, right? Hi-Fi Rush gave me what I wanted and surprised the fuck out of me. So that's definitely my game of the year here.
All right, sorry. I was kind of looking into the whole sales thing, and it's just like I guess Xbox was like, "Oh yeah, it didn't generate a lot of sales." Well, of course it didn't generate a lot of
Yeah, you
sales.
didn't
It's on the
market it.
Xbox Game Pass.
And you didn't market it.
Like, why would I buy the game if I beat it
you
on the
can download
Xbox
it
Game
for
Pass?
free.
No, because there's a lot of games that are on Game Pass day one that still do well, like sales wise. And you got to think about it, right? There's still a lot of people that don't have Game Pass, right? And the game is how much? Like $40, $30, something like that.
30 some bucks, 40
Yeah.
bucks.
So think about it this way, right? The fact that if they had announced this game like over the summer and then released it when they released it, it probably would have did well, of course, right?
Yeah,
But
they
them
also
still
had 2
dropping that
million
game,
players too.
They had no faith in it. You could tell they had no faith in it.
Yeah,
Like, so. Which
They do that with a lot of games
because I don't
too,
understand
though.
how you could be at Microsoft and look at a game like that and then be like, yeah, we're gonna sell it for $30 and not have faith in a game like that. What the fuck's wrong with you? But you have faith in fucking Redfall though, right? That garbage ass game. Get the fuck up out of here.
God.
Like, that game to me personally, Hi-Fi Rush shits all over Starfield and fucking Redfall. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah.
Get up out of here.
Yeah. to
That should be in the
me,
game of the year category. What the fuck?
our Armored Core was just like, man, Armored Core was what Remnant 2 was for you, for me. Like, it was just a game that I played through and I just couldn't stop
Yeah.
playing it. Like, I beat it, and like I usually when I beat a game, I'm just like, all right, cool, that's over. It was fun. Uninstall until something
That
else
shit
comes up.
scratched the itch.
This
I didn't even know I had.
I just kept playing. I played through a second time, a third time, and then a fourth time, and then I was still playing it to
I was
get
like, yo,
S
can
ranks
they-
on every mission.
Can they give us a Gundam game like that? Can they give us like a
Yes.
Transformers game like that? Like, what's going on? What's stopping them?
Please.
Right?
Yeah, for me, out of this entire list, Hi-Fi Rush definitely speaks to me. Out of all these games, I
Yeah.
played most of them.
Remnant 2 was so
But
good,
but
yeah,
Hi-Fi Rush was just such a good, cool, refreshing experience, and it made me miss games like those that aren't released anymore. And the fact that it was like musically rhythm, I mean, obviously that would turn off some people, but I think they made it work, and you could play at a certain difficulty or whatever, like you weren't good at those things, and still get through the game fine. And the characters were amazing. The writing was great. Like, it just felt like creativity, and I was definitely all for it. But you know, Armored Core was great. Remnant 2 was great. I don't know who's gonna
This
win.
one's
This.
weird.
Armored Core.
Probably
Just,
Remnant 2.
All
Probably
these games
Remnant 2
reviewed
or
really
Armored
well.
Core.
yeah.
All these
I
games
think
reviewed
so.
super well. Except I don't know what Dead Island 2 was like. but I know all these
Armored
games
Core is
did
like
super well.
the heavy hitter, right? Like the AAA title.
Oh, true.
And-
And all these games are made by like lesser known studios also. That is
Yeah.
true.
And it's
It,
like,
would make, it makes more sense for fucking Armored Core to win.
it
but I
wouldn't
kinda want
surprise
Hi-Fi
me
Rush
if
to win.
Armored Core didn't win and Hi-Fi Rush won or Remnant 2 won. But like, man, as a
Remnant
game,
2,
Armored
like everybody was
Core.
playing that shit when it came out. People still playing it now. The DLC
Yeah.
drop.
No,
Like, Remnant
nothing.
2,
The only
yeah.
thing that would come out of here that would surprise me as a winner would be Dead Island 2.
That game wins then. I need
And
to
Ghost
fall
Runner
over.
would kind of surprise me, but if it was either Hi-Fi Rush, Remnant 2, or Armored Core, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Actually,
I hope Armored Core
Don't be
wins,
surprised.
but and I need to
I
play
hope
Hi-Fi
Hi-Fi
Rush.
Rush wins just for the
Yeah. Oh, just for Oh, I kind of wish Hi-Fi Rush would win because of that too. For Xbox,
what's the
right?
word I'm looking for? Just for the exposure.
Just for
like-
the
Yeah.
redemption.
Yeah. That game deserves a dub.
Oh God.
Oh,
Best VR AR. I'm gonna say none of these. The best VR AR experience is porn. Moving on. No, let me stop.
no. Well, I mean, let's be real. It's probably Resident Evil Village VR mode.
I don't know what Synapse is.
I don't know what Synapse is either, to be honest.
Let me look that up.
Or Humanity. I don't know what either of those things are. The Horizon Call of the Mountain.
I heard it was trash.
Yeah, I didn't hear good things about it. I mean, as a VR experience, like you could see what they were
Whoa,
going
Synapse looks
for.
cool. What the fuck?
I think Resident Evil, they put a lot of thought into their VR experiences, right? And they do what they can to make it feel, to give you that same kind of like survival horror feel in the VR, right? And it's different. Like you're fully immersed. Any racing game I feel like it's unfair as far as the VR AR category.
That doesn't
because,
count. Yeah.
Because racing, driving sims and flight sims in AR VR are ridiculous, right? Because you're there, you're in the car, you're on a racetrack, you're sitting down, right? In VR, you could walk around and bump into shit. So if you're playing Resident Evil, you have to be conscious of like, oh, I'm still in my house. So you always have that in the back of your mind. So you're immersed, but not fully immersed. In Gran Turismo, you're driving, bro. You're fully immersed. I think that's unfair. I think
I
as far
feel
as
like
I'd probably vote
we
for
might
it
have to
because
come
of
back
that.
to this because I'm looking at Synapse right now, and I didn't know anything about this game, but this shit looks cool as fuck. What the hell?
It could potentially win. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like Ari would.
Yeah, I feel like Ari would definitely.
Well, I'll vote
win
Gran
over
Turismo
all of
Because
these.
out of
it's
all those
just
games,
unfair.
right
Well, yeah, I know, because they're biased towards Gran Turismo.
It's pretty
but
biased,
like,
but still.
But if you think about it, right?
It's
out of all
100%
these
biased.
games, like I get, like that's why I would exclude Gran Turismo or any type of racing game because it's like racing games are the most obvious fucking VR experiences. Like, come on, bro. Like
Yep.
that's the most like. What else? How do you fuck up? I mean, of course you can fuck it up, but it's like
You can. Yeah.
when you put a VR headset on and you play a racing game, you know what you're expecting. You're like, okay, I'm gonna be in this fucking driver's seat and be driving. Like, we get that. But right? To play a game like RE Village in VR is probably fucking like phenomenal. Like if there's a game out of these games that would make me get a VR headset, it would probably be that. Like if I went to my boy's house and I put a VR headset on and he said try Resident Evil, I'd probably be like, okay, yeah, let me borrow this real quick.
Well, not only that, but traditionally VR games tend to be very, 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 very short. Resident Evil Village, that's a full game, regardless of whatever you think about it.
What's humanity?
And coming off the success of like, it wasn't just a few years ago with VR where Resident Evil 7 came out, and that VR experience was crazy when it came out. Like people were just literally scared shitless, and like, yeah, this is a little bit more action orientated, but it still has the same bones of it. So
all these games are wild. What the fuck? Yo, humanity looks wild.
Really?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh,
yeah.
I think I've seen Humanity. You got to guide people to the points.
Actually look really cool. So who knows? I don't know enough about the other games in the category to say.
You're right. But
so
I guess skin face surface. I would go Resident Evil. It's probably the most popular game out of all of these, anyways.
G2 would probably win just because, like Freak said, like that's like the quintessential VR experience is a racing game.
It's hard to beat that. Like it's like a staple, mandatory. You have to have some kind of racing experience in a VR, like or flight sim. Flight sim's busted too. Like Star Wars Squadrons should have probably won this. Like when it was, that shit was crazy. And Flight Simulator, like anything like that. Yeah, I think VR AR that category is going to be more interesting over the course of the next few years. Oh my god,
Star Rail, that's so easy. What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't think
Star Rail's winning this.
Let's just move on.
When I saw this, I felt like this was a gimme. I'm not gonna argue.
Monster Hunter now was cool, but yeah, Honkai, that's a sweet. Yeah.
Final Fantasy Ever Crisis.
Best
debut indie game. Okay.
Unfortunately, this is the 1 year where I haven't played any of these.
I haven't played any of these.
But there's only one that I've heard, and it's Pizza Tower.
I've heard of Pizza Tower.
Yeah.
So out of all of these, I probably just vote Pizza Tower. But
I'm not gonna hold judgment.
It's under the sauce.
It's under the sauce.
I don't know enough.
Dredge looks like an interesting game that I would play. Pizza Tower.
I'll play whatever game wins.
Not gonna lie, like yes, I've heard about Pizza Tower, but
I think Pizza Tower is gonna win, bro.
Pizza Tower is that one game that's just like it's like people are like, oh, it's super popular, but I just don't. I'm not.
It's like a stupid speedrunning platforming.
It's like Wario.
Yeah, it's like Wario.
Like you're running around like Wario.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Yeah,
it's probably the least appealing of the games on this list.
Yeah, it kind of has like an Earthworm Jim kind of look to it.
Oh, looks cute. I like this. What the fuck?
Yeah. Basically, a bunch of speedrunners play this game, or people. I've seen plenty of people on my Twitch list play that game.
You know why this category is so underwhelming right now? Do you remember the best debut indie games from last year?
What was it?
Bro, wasn't Neon White in that shit?
Bro. Let's take a look.
Wasn't Stray in that shit? Or maybe that was a different category. I'm sure Stray and Neon White were in that, right?
Yep, Stray. Yep. Stray.
Wait, no,
and Sifu. Fucking
Sifu. Yeah, Lash.
I don't know if they were in the Game Awards category though. Let's see.
Like, bro.
Well, Stray won.
I just remember last year's debut indie game was fucking like the category was stacked.
Yeah, bro. I mean, like I like Stray, but
you've reached the edge. Damn.
Was it 2022?
I mean, I like Stray, but honestly, one of those games was definitely fucking Sifu for me, bro. I love Sifu. Sifu was just like, it just scratched that itch.
Best debut indie game: Stray, Neon White, Norco, Tunic, and Vampire Survivors.
That's stacked.
Yeah.
In comparison,
Tunic was crazy. Tunic was crazy. Vampire Survivors was crazy.
Yo, Neon White and Stray.
Neon White.
And also, like, I know you're gonna dismiss Vampire Survivors, but that shit was popular.
No, I said that game was.
I heard that shit was fire too. But Neon White, to me personally, that Neon White was just it, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I
bought that game like 3 times.
So yeah, this category this year is very underwhelming.
Let me
Pizza Tower is the favorite.
Underwhelming. I don't know what any of these games
That's
are.
true. That's true.
And for me to
I should
not know
take
what
that
they
back.
are, that means that when they did show them, I didn't care. Like when I saw Neon White, I cared. When I saw Stray, I cared. You know what I'm saying? Like last year's category
Seafood,
was
like
wild.
seafood.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Let's move on.
We're moving on from this one. Best independent game.
Sea of Stars.
Sea of Stars for
Sea of Stars.
sure. Actually,
Stars.
Dave the Diver might.
I've heard. I did hear
win.
about
Sea of
Dave
Stars.
the Diver.
No, Dave the
but-
Diver's not an indie game. Sea of Stars.
I agree.
Nexon
I think it
not an indie
should
studio.
be.
Like
I think it should be Sea of Stars, but everyone's
Nexon is
touting
not an
Dave
indie
the Diver.
studio.
I want to play the game.
yeah,
but
but that's not
yes,
an indie game.
I
Get that
agree.
shit out of here.
As far as best independent game, Sea of
I don't- I
Stars
don't
should win
understand
this
because that's an indie
hands
game.
down. Probably the best. There's a reason why it's in
The
best
fact that Sea of
RPG.
Stars is even an indie game is surprising enough as it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
as
That
crazy as
studio
game
is ridiculous.
Like,
That studio came out with The Messenger, which is
I would
probably
expect
one
a
of
game
my
like that
favorite
to
games.
be made by a fucking, at least, well, not an indie studio. Like, which is why I don't like the verbiage in like video game.
Yeah.
Here, because it's like it doesn't go from AAA just straight to indie. Like, I don't understand. There's stuff in between.
Yeah.
So I don't know why
agree.
this even exists, but whatever.
Moving on. Best community support.
Well,
Okay, wait, hold on.
Let me tell you why this is No Man's Sky. No.
It's gonna be. It's probably gonna be. It's probably gonna be Baldur's Gate.
You know what?
But
Look,
it's
at
gonna be
least
between that and FF.
doesn't every year FF run with
Yeah, it
this?
wins
So
every
at least
single
this,
year. Yeah.
at least
Why
this
is
year,
Destiny
this.
2 even here? What the fuck?
No, let
To
me
be
tell
fair-
you. Let me tell you why Destiny 2 is
to be-
here, right?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
To be completely honest, Destiny 2 is here because this is best community support, and Destiny 2 has been hard carried by the community's wallets so fucking hard.
Excellent, great.
So
Wonderful.
fucking hard, bro.
Yeah, all the
Bungie-
community does is tell you how shit the game is. That's community support.
But
absolutely.
they still pull out their wallet and buy Glimmer.
Yep. That's the best kind of support when your whole community just talks about how shit the game is. Yes, absolutely.
Man, you know,
Personally,
Yeah.
I would not want FF to win this. I would want Baldur's Gate to win this because the FF community is full of shit. So I don't.
yeah.
Whatever.
For me personally, like if I was taking Final Fantasy outside of it, I think Cyberpunk's been doing really good in terms of the community and patches and the new DLC and being updating periodically
Transparency
throughout.
and responsiveness, inclusive of
Yeah.
social media activity and game updates and patches.
That,
This is
that
Baldur's
doesn't
Gate 3.
speak. That doesn't speak Final
Uh,
Fantasy to me.
No, it
But
does.
it-
It does.
I know.
but It's definitely Baldur's Gate. Yeah.
But even with Cyberpunk, like there's no comparison. Baldur's Gate's being
Yeah,
updated.
because
It
the
probably
game's been
new
in early
new
access.
update dropped.
Like you got to think about the whole
Yeah.
early access period. The whole early access period is the reason why the game is so
Yeah,
good.
that's my argument for Baldur's Gate 3 is that the game dropped
Yeah.
in early access, and the reason the game wasn't as good as it is
Yeah.
now, it dropped, and due to community support, due to the devs being so transparent and responsive, is why they have a game of the year now.
Yep.
I feel like
Fuck
No Man's
FF.
Sky is always on this list, and not taking away from their
FF14
community.
is great, but it can win this shit every year. It doesn't deserve it every year, but it is what it is.
To me, it's yes, Baldur's Gate, but Cyberpunk. I feel like that they would be a good second place in here because
Yeah, I
I,
agree.
feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
this
I
game
agree.
has
I agree.
turned from a diamond in the rough, man. Like it was, it released in such a bad state, and now it's miles
The only reason-
miles from what
the
it
only
used
reason
to be.
FF is here is because there's no other. What other games could you put here?
Fortnite. They usually put Fortnite in this category, right?
Fortnite's
And
usually
WoW.
here? Yikes.
Yeah, they usually put Fortnite. In. Let's see who won last year.
Yikes.
I think it was Final Fantasy
Final
won last
Fantasy
year.
won
Right?
last year. Yeah, it wins this shit every year.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Like I love the game. Y'all already know I love the game, but I'm not.
Best
gonna compare
community
Master
support,
to
Final
bullshit.
Fantasy. Apex Legends was on here last year. Destiny 2 was on here.
Legends.
Fortnite and No Man's Sky.
Fortnite.
I'm telling
Man,
you,
the
it's
fall
Fortnite.
from grace
It's-
from the community.
It's absolutely the
Fortnite and
support.
Destiny are definitely the fucking the
It's
community's
the-
just shitting on you the whole
It's
time.
the community support with their wallets, bro. Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There's no way. There's no way. This is one of those categories where it's like, yeah, Baldur's Gate is just
FF14
sweeping.
devs hate us now, so there's no community support. Best
Best ongoing game.
Cyberpunk.
It's definitely
100%.
FF. Best ongoing game
Ongoing
awarded to a game for
game?
outstanding development of ongoing content. But it's like, yeah, it had one expansion. What?
Yeah, it's
All
not
these
really
other games
ongoing.
have
I don't think
existed for
Cyberpunk
years.
should be in here. I think
Cyberpunk
yeah.
could win just because of the quality of the DLC that it fucking
Mhm.
released. But if we're talking best ongoing, that shouldn't be here. Like
What
all these
won
other games
last
have been
year?
out for years. FF.
Again? Yeah, I think so, right? Yeah, best ongoing game, Final Fantasy. I think the year before that though it was
That's not
Fortnite,
even
wasn't
me
it?
being biased. That's not even like
No,
biased.
No,
I
just
just
vote
think-
for it and move on.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
constantly out of the games. It's here as far as the
Like
content that
what
they
game
drop.
is consistently good? Like out of all these games.
Genshin, maybe.
Like,
I mean,
Nah, Genshin has its ups and downs. But
Yeah.
what game is consistently good? Fortnite definitely not.
no. This is
Like-
like at some point, like stop showing
Fortnite
up,
community
bro.
hates their game today, loves it tomorrow,
Yep.
hates it the next day. Like Apex Legends, I don't know enough about. I don't know nothing about that shit.
I think as far as ongoing, right? Like ongoing to me is like, yeah,
When you think
Cyberpunk
of
got some
you
ongoing
think of, like,
support.
MMOs, and you
Yeah,
think of,
yeah.
like,
But like, as far as like content that they did drop they did drop a
to
lot of
reword that
patches with
category.
added they dropped patches with added content, but they only had one expansion and then that's it. Like the support is no more for that game unless they, like they're still bug fixing and stuff like that. But everything major has
over
stopped.
time, yeah, like all these games have been out for like 5 years plus.
Yeah.
Some 10. Like
All right, what's next? Games for Impact. All right, here we
I haven't
go.
played any of these.
I don't have a
haven't
dog
played
in
any of
this.
these. I don't have a dog in the race.
Yeah,
Fuck.
Goodbye Volcano High. Not voting for Furry Simulator. No, he's not.
Damn.
Let me not say that. I'm pretty sure it's a decent game, but it doesn't appeal to me.
Chance of Seminar sounds cool, so just vote for it.
That's what I was thinking, and he got a little hooded figure. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
it sounds cool, so just vote for it.
Sorry, devs of
Don't know
these
anything
games.
about
I
those.
don't know anything about
mean, if we don't
games.
know,
I'm
we
so
don't know.
sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no point in talking about
about
it.
Yeah.
Innovation and accessibility.
This is hard, but it's probably
This
gonna
is
be
This is hard.
Wait, innovation? Yo, that's innovation in accessibility. Okay, yeah, Spider-Man probably. Because that shit has
But
like
you know
It
what
has
though?
so many crazy
Street Fighter is
settings,
also
right?
really good because didn't they say some shit for deaf people with the fucking beeps and shit?
Yeah, they
So
had
that,
a,
like,
a
for a
blind
fighting
man
game?
won a match on the stage of Evo.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
wild.
that's crazy. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
But
I mean,
I don't know,
obviously
man.
Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man
but
got that thesaurus
Spider-Man
of
2,
accessibility
but the
options.
the thing is, Spider-Man 2 is having accessibility options from like the previous games. So
Yeah.
it's pretty
still
much.
exists, though. Yeah.
I-
No, it's still
I-
there,
I don't
so-
know.
I will say, when I booted up Forza for the first time, I was greeted by a strange voice that said, "Welcome to Forza Motorsport." And
You know what? I'm gonna say one thing. I'm not gonna say anything else about this category, but just give it to Hi-Fi Rush just because it's Hi-Fi Rush. Boom, there you go. Don't give a fuck. I don't even know what accessibility options it has, but fuck every other game. If
I think it
Hi-Fi Rush- if
does.
Hi-Fi
I think
Rush
it has
is
the same.
Yeah, if Hi-Fi Rush is in the category,
Come on,
it should
I
just win
agree,
by
but
default.
come on,
Like-
Spider-Man, man.
Yeah, I
Freak
know,
is
but fuck
so,
that shit.
Did you
Freak
see?
is so biased
No,
right
did
now,
you see
bro.
the black and white like settings for like
that's what I
colorblind people
said.
and
This
like
shit
there's so
literally
much
has like
stuff
80 billion
in.
pages of accessibility options.
Yeah, it has to be Spider-Man. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, well, Street Fighter, yes, Street Fighter.
It's gonna be Street Fighter or Spider-Man.
Yeah,
down.
I think so.
But in my heart, it's Hi-Fi Rush because I don't know what accessibility options it has, but play it anyway.
Oh my
God,
God, this is a
easy.
tough category.
Oh,
No, it's not. Oh
Mm.
wait, it is. They got
This is a
best
It
tough
is. It
category,
is.
bro. This is a tough category. Best
Yo.
performance.
Yo,
This
Alan
is
Wake 2, Alan Wake 2,
stacked.
and fucking
Ah.
and Baldur's Gate 3.
Alan Wake 2 is kind of ridiculous.
Is Neil
I mean,
Astarian? Hold up, who is that guy?
okay.
Who is Neil?
It's
He's from
probably-
Astarian. Yeah, he's
That's
Astarian.
Astarian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
winning.
This
He winning. He winning.
category
There's no
is
Wayne. There's no Wayne. Fuck.
Stacked.
There's no Wayne. Fuck.
But this is tough because even
That's
Idris Elba was a
crazy.
prominent actor.
Nigga, what is this category's godlike?
Well-
The chick playing Saga in Alan Wake
Yeah,
2
she's
is
fire.
Let me
Yeah,
she's
tell
fired.
you. Let me tell you what's gonna matter on who actually wins this category.
who wins the game of the year.
Which one of these big names do you think is actually gonna be there to take the award?
All of them.
You think
All of
so?
them.
You think
I think
Idris
I-
Elba's
I
gonna
think
be
I-
there?
Yeah.
Idris Elba will be there. Yes. Because
What the
you know
hell?
why?
I think he might take it then.
No.
He's probably
I'ma
the
tell you-
biggest star on
I'ma-
this list. though.
I'm gonna tell you why too. Because he'll probably do a musical thing for
Oh
Cyberpunk
my God, you're
on
right.
stage for the Game Awards.
All right.
He might take it because of that. I feel like this is one of those categories where it's like they want to give someone their flowers and get promotion out of it too, right? So I think Idris Elba might be the choice there.
I don't think so, bro. I don't think so.
No. I don't think he's gonna win. All right, let's be real. I don't think he's gonna win, but he's a very competent actor, and I haven't seen his performance in Cyberpunk yet.
He deserves it. Don't get me wrong.
No, I think anybody here deserves it, right?
But if you want to make it a popularity contest, it's gonna be the dude from Baldur's Gate 3 because Astarion is everybody's favorite character. Like I can't go a fucking day on Twitter without seeing bullshit about him. Like
popularity contest, popularity contest
right
in the gaming sphere, but not like pop culture. Like, right? You know what I mean?
That
like,
doesn't matter. We're not talking about that. We're talking about best performance. Right?
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, if we're talking about like if it's a popularity contest,
Ben Starr did great, but they should have had the other
Ben
guy
Starr
that
did
voiced
great.
Sid. Like, you didn't even play it. Shut up.
I just know that Ben Starr did great.
Look. The two on the left are just not gonna get it. Let's just scratch them out. Let's not even.
Yo, so hold on.
But the four on the middle to the right.
Look, Yuri Lowenthal is not gonna win this. Sorry. Cameron, what's his name? He's not. I don't think he's winning.
No, he's not winning. He's absolutely not winning.
Ben Starr absolutely could, because they were talking about that shit. Like he was winning awards earlier in the year for his performance in that game.
Then a bunch of games dropped.
That doesn't matter though, because like you gotta think about it. I feel like staying power and like the impact you had on the community as a whole does way more than just, oh, you had an outstanding performance, cool, clap it up, boom, boom, right? Like, I feel like out of all the people here, the people that had the highest impact, like from what I've seen, was Ben Starr, the dude from Baldur's Gate, and the chick from Alan Wake 2. Like, is obviously, he's a fucking movie star, so of course he has like built-in fucking shit.
Powerhouse, bro.
Yeah, but that doesn't even fucking, that doesn't count to me in this race. That doesn't count to me.
It doesn't count to you, but does it count to Jeff?
It doesn't count to you, but
does it count to Jeff, my dude?
Yeah.
Does it count to Jeff? I mean, he's probably gonna get it just because. Like, and I think
that's what I mean.
Silly.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
But that's silly though. But
do I think it's?
I don't know, man.
I honestly like. I think
silly.
any.
And in all honesty, his prevalence, like, yeah, he was in a DLC pack, right? He was in a DLC content for a game, right? In terms of like the amount of shit, like, come on, this motherfucker Ben Starr was literally the fucking main character of the game, right? He literally him and the other guy that voiced Sid, I forgot what his name is. They literally carried that fucking game. Like, that game have good voice acting overall. I don't like fuck Astarion, but I'm not gonna sit here and hate on him, right? Like,
Baldur's Gate has some of the best voice acting around too, and I feel like any other cast could have been here too, and it would have been.
Yeah, this entire category could have been
all of the Baldur's Gate cast, right? Yeah,
I agree. The entire Baldur's Gate cast, and that would have been it. But I don't know. I love that motherfucker, right? So
I do too.
Part of me is like, yeah, that nigga better win. Like,
I kind of want him to get on stage and rap after he wins.
But, all right. Okay, out of all these performances, I'm surprised by Melanie Liburd. I was surprised by her performance. I'm still enjoying it. She did great. Astarion, obviously, right? Yuri is always a very competent actor, and I really love his Spider-Man and Peter Parker. It's just I haven't played it personally, so I don't know, but he normally does really good work, generally. So, but Idris Elba is a fucking movie star, so you can never count that shit out.
And I want him to win just because he's dope. Like, I just
Look, and not only that, but not only is he a great actor and shit like that, but what if he actually killed it in that DLC? And I can't really answer that question.
I heard he did. But that's why I brought it up, right? It's the fact that it was DLC, right? It's not like he had a huge. Yeah, he was probably the main. He's probably did something crazy in the DLC, but he wasn't like a huge proponent to his game like all these other characters were. Saga's basically the main character.
But like, traditionally known, especially in the industry, and I'm talking about like industry, right? Generally known, celebrities aren't necessarily good voice actors, and and this is usually like a big thing. So if he killed it, and then on top of being a movie actor, I don't think that's something you can necessarily discount. Even though
I don't like him in this character, to be honest.
These other actors probably deserve it more to give them their flowers, right?
It's very easy to be biased.
So realistically,
I love that guy.
Realistically, I'd probably go Astarion, right? Yeah, but
I agree.
I think Alan Wake 2 is a very close fucking second for me.
Yo, she's fucking beautiful. What the fuck? I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, she hot, bro.
God damn.
Talk to me in that British
Yeah.
accent, bro.
Yet. But yeah.
Yeah, she's a
just put
Brit.
the whole-
I mean, but they're all Brits. Actually, most of these are Brits.
I could choose anybody here. I
Yeah,
could
just
choose
put the whole
anybody
Baldur's
here.
Gate cast there, and then it's
Yeah.
an easy fucking shit.
Mhm.
Like, they're all godlike. Damn, I don't.
Oh.
Not
Best audio design.
Hi-Fi Rush got to win this, bro. Hi-Fi Rush has to win this. There's no way in
I
fuck.
don't know, bro.
Spider-Man-
Alan Wake and
Spider-Man's not
Resident Evil from a
Spider-Man's not
survival
winning.
horror point of view. I don't know.
I mean, they did the typical. I mean, Alan Wake, I could argue for, but like, come on, like incorporating music into the gameplay. No other games do this. Like, no other games in this category actually make use of audio.
True.
Like,
True.
The game is
true.
literally based. The game is literally an audio like action game. That's the only like this. That's a clear winner in this category. Every other
That's
game
true.
is like like you have your background music, and your
I-
sound effects
I-
and guns and shit.
Well,
like,
here's the thing. I hate the fact that audio and sound design are in the same category because I feel like they're two completely kind of different things.
sound design is audio.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
I think when you think about it, like
there's a
I
whole
love-
different fucking element to it. You can't just be like, because like what has the hottest tracks doesn't necessarily mean like the game overall has good sound design. You know what I mean?
when
Yeah,
when
but
I
don't.
think
But they're not going by what has the hottest
Yeah.
tracks.
when I think
like-
of audio design, I think of
Oh.
like just the whole package of audio between like sound effects and things that set
Yeah,
the
like how
set
they-
the
like the
ambiance
gunfire,
and the
like
atmosphere.
the-
Like
yeah,
if you think
exactly.
about Spider-Man, I'm thinking about the thwips, right? Like I'm thinking about like how it sounds when you're shooting your weapon, you're swinging, versus when you're shooting the fucking symbiote, and that shit's, when you're doing like, right? Like,
Wait.
and-
Can you do that again?
no, the sound design in Spider-Man is crazy, but I
great.
wouldn't argue it for this category. I would honestly argue, God, I need to go and revisit Dead Space and actually play through it again. But Resident Evil 4 sound design was
They've always had
It was
sound
really
design
good.
in
sound
all
design.
of these games
Is-
are
yeah.
amazing.
All top tier.
The only
Yeah.
thing is, if you excluded Hi-Fi Rush from this category, it would make more sense because every
I
other game is your
it's hard, yeah.
typical balance of audio. This isn't a hard category at all. If you played Hi-Fi Rush, you know this is not a hard category. At all.
No. I'm not
Like-
saying that. I just think like it's hard to like when you consider it that way, as far as like, because a lot of these, the audio design is based on immersing you into the atmosphere of the game, right? Where Hi-Fi Rush, it's part of the gameplay. It's kind of unfair, right? Like
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That's a clear winner. Like that is
Yeah.
the design.
I think
That
it's
is- the game
that is the design.
audio
The
That's
design is the
game.
gameplay.
Like,
So I think
yeah.
when you think about it that way, if it doesn't win this category,
That would be silly. What the fuck is the
it would
category?
be silly.
Like,
And I
what
think
would
I
the
think I
category
haven't
be?
voted for it, and I
Like-
want to vote for something, and I think it should win something. So I think it should come across with
Because
this
if
one.
that
at least.
game wasn't there, it would definitely. That would be hard if it wasn't there. I think Alan Wake would probably win it.
Alan Wake could win it. I
Alan Wake
haven't
is
played
really
Alan
good,
Wake,
but-
Alan Wake could probably win it.
It'd be
But
between
Red- but
RE4 and
Red-
Alan Wake. Like,
RE4, yeah, because RE4 also has a
There's
great.
things about
amazing,
there's
like-
things about playing RE4 with headphones. You hear like the,
listen, I was playing Alan
Yeah.
Wake with headphones.
you hear the branches,
No,
you
no,
hear the
Alan
wood
Wake
steps,
is-
the footsteps.
Yeah, bro.
You can hear when there's a treasure hanging above you. You know what I mean? Like things like that. That's aspects to audio design for me because it is part of like the gameplay elements. But again, like you literally can't beat a game
When
whose
audio
entire
is your
audio.
game,
yeah,
yeah,
you
like-
can't beat that. Like how do I argue
it's a
against that?
rhythm. It's a rhythm action game. What the fuck? How you beat that?
Oh, now
Best
here
score
we
in
go.
music.
Best score
This
in
is-
music.
This is different. Best score in music. This is probably going to be FF16.
I
There's
agree.
There's
I
no way
agree.
Soken not taking this shit home. Like, sorry. There's no like Baldur's Gate 3 got some shit, got some jammers, but
All of these games
not
have
memorable.
fantastic score and music.
fuck
However,
Zelda. I don't want Zelda to
no
win this.
I
one-
shit.
mean,
I want my old shit back.
Hi-Fi Rush is also pretty decent.
no
too, though.
one is bopping harder than Soken in the studio.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, like
no, nobody.
yeah.
Nobody's
Hi-Fi
outworking
Rush,
that man.
I feel like FF and Hi-Fi Rush definitely. Like I'm not a fan of Zelda's audio design. I'm not a fan of Zelda's music. Like I want my old
No.
melodies and shit back from Zelda before I put it.
Mm.
in.
Yeah, no. Zelda definitely should win this. Just vote by
it's
fantasy
definitely
and
gonna
let's
be
move
FF.
on. Let's
I
kinda
think
move on.
I think a stacked category again. No,
It is. Yeah.
super
It is.
stacked. But I think
of
it's an
best
easy
score in
choice.
music, and if that shit didn't hit and it's memorable, I don't care. And
I think
FF16 shit,
Soken's just
I'm
on the
still
run of his
listening to that
life
shit
right
today.
now.
Like, yeah, that nigga's just going off.
Best art direction.
Damn.
You know, I'm surprised. I'm
It's tough.
surprised Sea of Stars wasn't on that list either, because Sea of Stars had some bangers
No,
as well.
yeah,
Yeah,
Sea of Stars
That-
definitely
yeah,
had the
what the
best
fuck?
score. Should have been on there.
Anyway, Game
Should have been
Awards
on there over
bullshit.
Zelda.
True.
God, this is tough.
Best art
Artistic
direction
design, Alan Wake. I don't know.
These
Alan
are-
Wake.
going to be. I think it's going to be Hi-Fi Rush or Alan
These
Wake.
are very different.
gonna be
artistic
Hi-Fi Rush or
finds, and they're
Alan Wake,
all
'cause
good.
But I will say,
Liza P is up
man,
there.
Liza, yeah, I was just about to say, Liza P's fucking that whole theme of that game, like the art direction in that game is phenomenal. That's one of the biggest like accolades it always gets. Is the fucking art direction. So
yeah.
it's between Liza P, Hi-Fi Rush, and Alan Wake too.
And not gonna lie, like that doesn't mean like Super Mario Wonder is not bad, but it's a Mario game, right?
It's a Mario.
It's Mario.
Game.
It's a Mario
We're getting
game.
more Mario game. Like
It does a few things. Obviously, it does the things that it does differently very
Austin
well. It's a
created-
fantastic game. Best art direction. No, I'm sorry, it's a Mario game. You know what you're gonna expect. And the
Alan
same
Wake
thing with Legend of
2,
Zelda for that
I feel
much.
like
I guess.
deserves it mainly because of the way they incorporate some of this shit into the gameplay.
Yeah.
Like with how like lights work in the game. I don't want to spoil anything, but like you use lights to like do different things in the game. There's a whole bunch of cool shit like with the environment and the way you interact with the environment and stuff in the
Yeah,
game.
I'm not to
But
spoil
Alan Wake
anything. I
kind of
haven't
does the
played the
same
game.
thing too. You know what I'm saying? And so
I'm
it's-
talking about Alan Wake. I'm talking about Alan Wake.
But yeah, it's part of
yeah.
as part of the design of the game, right? Like I don't play it, but I did like I've listened to like review videos and stuff like that. When you're playing as Alan, right? Like with him being a writer, isn't there things that he actually creatively changes
you're
within the
literally
universe?
watching-
Yeah, you're literally
watching
changing
it
the art
transform
direction
right
while
in
you
your
go.
face.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
crazy.
that's
Like
Well,
To
not
me-
only that, but there's certain parts of the game where it mixes real life shit with
Yeah.
the video game models. It's crazy. It's
yeah,
crazy.
I think that game definitely deserves it.
yeah. I think art direction. That's
Mhm.
although
I was
Liza
literally
P
like,
and
wow.
Hi-Fi Rush are
I was
just
literally
like really
wow,
up there
this
too.
is
yeah.
amazing. Wow,
I mean,
I'm playing this.
Hi-Fi Rush is amazing art direction. I can
Yeah.
never turn that down.
Yeah, but you know, people are gonna be like,
it's
anime.
hard.
Yeah.
Best.
Oh.
Best narrative, Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
Baldur's
yeah.
Gate 3. No way in fuck.
Mm,
There's no way in fuck. Like, there's no way in fuck. Like if there's one thing I'm gonna be biased towards, it's definitely Baldur's Gate in this category. But if we exclude that, like we should, probably
man, this is
Alan
really
Wake.
close. This is really close. But Alan Wake.
Yeah, probably
Crazy right
Alan
now,
Wake.
yeah.
If Baldur's Gate 3 wasn't here, definitely Alan Wake. Absolutely. Final Fantasy 16 story was cool. The way it was told
Freak wanna
was
be-
meh.
Freak want to be like, but Spider-Man.
No,
Which, I mean, I don't
come
know.
on, bro. Narrative for a Spider-Man game? Come on, bro.
I mean,
Like-
it's to me like yeah, I could, but at the same time, it's like the same thing that I just said. Well, with a Mario game, it's a Mario game. It's
Yeah,
been a
exactly.
Mario game. You know what to expect. Like Spider-Man, like
Spider-Man
bro,
game.
it's a Spider-Man game. I will say, Insomniac really knows the character. They really
Absolutely.
pay a lot of respect to Spider-Man and Miles, respectively. Like, if anything, they give Miles
almost
more
lost
respect
the
than Peter. But like they are killing it when it comes to Spider-Man, and I will say that they have really made what feels like a living, breathing universe with their Spider-Man games. Like you know that the other shit that's
It
coming
is
down the line
Personally, I
with
think it's the
Wolverine.
best superhero video game.
Yeah,
Minus
Mhm.
Arkham City. Arkham City doesn't
that's what
count
I was gonna say.
'cause-
It's
Yeah.
hard for me to say that when I know Arkham exists, man. Like
Arkham City?
because
To this day,
that's
still the best.
That's
But-
Rocksteady really understood Batman and respected
it's the
Batman as a
best
character as
modern-
well. You
let's
know,
say it's
like
the
their
best
takes
modern
on it.
superhero game. Then again,
Yes, yeah.
there aren't many anymore.
No,
Like there used to be a superhero
I
game
mean
every
Guardians of
fucking
the
day, every time a movie came
Galaxy
out.
and the
True, I
Avengers
forgot.
game, and you know those games were.
all right.
Guardians of the Galaxy was
Guardians writing and narrative was
What won
fucking
Best Narrative
god.
Yeah,
last
wasn't that
year?
wasn't that a nominee? Wasn't
Wasn't that
Guardians
our
a
winner?
nominee
Yeah,
last
it
year?
was.
Wasn't
It
that the
was.
one-
It was. It was.
No, it was not for best
wasn't?
narrative
Guardians was
last
the
year.
nominee?
Last year, no.
When did that game come out?
Oh,
It didn't
I
come out.
thought it
last
came
year,
out.
did it?
I think it came
Did
out
it?
last year.
Didn't it?
It
What the
wasn't.
Had to be within the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah, I thought it
Let
came
me
out the year
see.
before. Okay, maybe.
Well,
it
maybe
came out.
maybe the year before. Maybe the year before. 20.
Maybe I thought it got. I thought it was nominated for something. I'm pretty sure it was nominated for something. I remember it.
It came out in
That's right.
2021.
Okay, yeah.
Oh
okay.
wow,
Oh, okay.
that's
The
why.
year before. The year before.
Maybe it's in the 2021.
Was it there?
I think it won best narrative for 2021. No, I feel like it won something.
I don't think it won, but I'm
Might
pretty
won
sure
a
it was
ticket.
there.
2021.
Guardians of the
It
Galaxy.
did. Wow.
Oh yeah, it did win. It
Cool,
did
cool,
win.
cool.
No,
Okay, yeah.
because the writing in that game was
Yeah, the writing in that game was
Yeah, I heard it was
really
good.
it
good.
was.
I still
it was
gotta
great.
play it.
It
I
was
heard it was
crazy.
really good. I've only got
You
like-
really, you're really missing out, bro. If you didn't play it, it's really.
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck with it.
Like,
Um,
and that's the thing. Like, I feel like I don't, like I said, I don't think Spider-Man would win Best Narrative, but that not to discredit that, it definitely it earned its spot in this category.
Look, it's
for
there.
sure.
Yeah, like it's there. So.
It deserved to be in the category. It deserves to win is a
so-
whole nother
so real
conversation
talk,
entirely, you know?
Baldur's Gate aside, because that's like the game bigger than the games, right? Like,
Baldur's Gate is this year's Elden Ring. It's like you have to exclude it from every category that's nominated in it.
yeah.
Like-
but I will say, like, these are tough choices because Cyberpunk is no slouch either in terms of narrative.
All of them. FF16
all of
That's
them.
another
All of them
universe
are.
too, right?
Like,
Yeah.
FF16
And
story
Alan
is wild.
and Alan Wake is such a surprise to me. You know what I mean? Especially after playing Alan Wake 1 and going into
And
2.
you know what's
Like,
crazy? I would give it to Alan Wake only because of the amount of build-up. Like, it really capitalizes on having a lot of source material. Like,
not only that, and then the fucking detective work you got to do, and then like the plant, the
like
tree.
there's so much.
It's
there's
pretty
so
good,
much
dude.
incorporated into this one game. Like you have to watch. You have to have watched like the mini series. Played Alan Wake 1. Played fucking Control. Like, and the way that they weave the story together with all this shit. That game is phenomenal. Like, it would definitely deserve it if Baldur's Gate wasn't here.
It's a very important distinction that we have to make.
Yep.
But that being said, Baldur's Gate.
Indie game, by the way.
Yeah.
It's technically an indie game.
Technically, yeah, Larian Studios.
Best
Our
game.
best
direction.
game direction.
Wait. Actually,
No, it's not. I would actually give this Alan Wake 2, to be honest with you. I would.
Wait. This could actually be Mario. Like, just because, like, creative vision, innovation in game direction and design. Like, I don't know how far y'all got into this game. But
to make a Mario game feel fresh,
this game
right?
is ridiculous.
Yeah, it
like,
is.
Yeah. For a 2D Mario game, for a 2D Mario game, it definitely does things. Like, it's probably the best.
I think Alan Wake.
It's the best 2D Mario game within you. You can compare it to any other top tier 2D Mario game. It's definitely like standing side by side.
I think this is better than a lot of 3D games. I think this, like, in terms of like the level design and shit like that, this game, like, especially later on towards the end of the game, what the fuck? Like, and then Baldur's Gate 3 is Baldur's Gate 3, right? But in terms of like the design and the creative shit that they've done in Alan Wake 2, it's so surprising to me. And like, there's one point in this game that fucking blows your mind. Some people know what it is. I'm not gonna spoil it, but like, just everything in how they approached everything in terms of the game design with the game and comparing it to the first title. This game shits 10 times on the first title. Yeah, like, let's not compare it to the prior games. Let's just because as its own game, it's literally like it does more than what I expected it to, and it does more than the majority of games do. Yeah. And you know what I love about this year though? We had games like Zelda, right? We had games like Spider-Man. We had games like Starfield, right? That are just more of the same, right? That doesn't make them bad. They still deserve to get the accolades they do. But then we had games this year that push shit forward, like Baldur's Gate, Hi-Fi Rush, Alan Wake 2, even Mario. Like, we can say, it's just more Mario, but it's not. Like, Mario, if you can say that on the surface. But I agree. There are a lot of design decisions they made in this game that I'm like, wow, they actually did that and it worked. Like, so the fact that we had like that, that dichotomy, like we had not only just a bunch of, same old shit. Resident Evil 4 is same, we know what to expect from most of these games. I didn't know what to expect from Alan Wake. I didn't know what to expect from Baldur's Gate. I thought I knew what to expect from Mario, but it blew me away. So it's like, this year has been kind of wild, bro. This year has been ridiculous in terms of like, just pushing things forward in terms of gaming, which I hope continues. It probably won't, but Baldur's Gate 3 succeeding means it probably will. So who knows? But I want to give it to Baldur's Gate, but
I think
but we know, like,
Wake,
I feel like you got to give it something in terms of like, I could give this to Alan Wake 2 and be okay with it, even though Baldur's Gate is so like obviously as an overall. Yeah, but like, I think Alan Wake is just doing new things in the survival horror genre that's just like next level shit.
Yeah, you know how
And
some games do certain things, like you mentioned the blend of like the real life shit, like the live action stuff into the game.
that shit
Yeah,
is crazy.
There's some games that have tried that and it's hella cringe and it's trash.
Yeah,
But this game,
yes.
I don't know. This game is perfect. Like
Yeah,
Metal Gear
Yeah,
Solid
so
4.
because there have been games that have done that and it's been hot garbage.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. But this really works it and meshes well, and you don't think about it. And it's just like, wow, that's
I still
crazy.
can't believe how good that game is.
Yeah, my mind is blown. So yeah, but Baldur's Gate 3 is like literally like right underneath.
Just give it to both.
But
Just give it to both.
I
Just
would.
Give it to both, right?
Just
They
just
should
click on
give it
both.
to both.
Just click on both.
Everything on this
Oh, I
list
changed my
deserves.
vote. No.
Oh shit! No, that's what you really wanted. Nope. Just vote for.
No,
Baldur's
you
Gate
told me
3.
to click on both. I'll take you guys' word for it. I want to
Alan
play
Wake,
Alan Wake
absolutely.
too.
Alan Wake,
I think
absolutely.
as far as best game direction,
Absolutely.
Bro,
really sounds like they have.
I mean, but you've been seeing me
That's a
play the
must-play.
game,
That's a
and
must-play,
like
I
you
think.
see me going like, oh shit, like you see me play the game, and you just hearing me
Game
go,
of the year,
what the fuck?
bro.
Here it is.
Speaking of,
fuck.
oh,
Look who it is!
Yo,
shit.
that's so funny.
Look
That's actually, yo,
who it
every
is.
single one of these games was in a prior category multiple times. That's how crazy this year has been.
That's how stacked this
stacked
year
this shit is.
Very
is.
strong contenders.
Like, that's wild, bro.
Okay, so I think we all know what it is, and now we can finally talk about the game. Let's just talk about
It's
Baldur's
fucking-
Gate 3.
Well,
It's Baldur's Gate fucking 3, bro.
Let's talk. Wait, let's talk about it to the audience because we always like, oh, it's Baldur's Gate, blah blah blah, but we haven't really even explained why
The
Baldur's
audience?
Gate is the
If
game.
you need an explanation as to why Baldur's Gate 3 is the game of the year, I'm not going to explain it. Go play it. Because
Let me
if
tell you
haven't
something.
played it, something is wrong with you.
Yes.
You need to get your. Let me stop.
let me tell you something.
Damn.
In May, my game of the year was Resident Evil 4. In June, it was Resident Evil 4. In July, it was Resident Evil 4.
In
In August,
I
it
already
was
know what
it
it was,
was
bro.
in August. In August, it was Armored Core,
It was Armored Core.
and then it was
Actually,
Baldur's
no,
Gate
in August
3,
it was Baldur's
and
Gate
then
3.
it
Yo,
just never changed after that.
Let me. I'm gonna give some lore, right? I had this game in my radar slightly for the past couple years. Slightly. I didn't really care about it because I was always interested in Baldur's Gate, right? But I never played it. I was always interested in like Divinity, their prior game, but I never played them, right? So
Mhm.
I just happened to come across a video on YouTube, and it was explaining the game, and I was like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck is this? Why is nobody talking about this game?" Literally, like, let me not say nobody was talking about it. It was there, but it wasn't what it is right now, right?
No,
People
no,
weren't
no,
really
no.
talking about it like that. So I remember I brought it up to
I
you.
remember you brought it up
Freak.
to me. Yeah.
Yeah, I brought it up to Freak, and then Freak was like, "Oh shit, what the fuck?" And then we
Well-
talked about it in the Discord, and then Follow was like, "What the fuck?" Right? So, like,
You
and
brought
then
it up
we
to me, Mhm. And the funny thing is, when this game was first announced and
Mhm.
first dropped on Steam to be added to wishlist, I immediately added it to mine because I
Yeah.
heard the name Baldur's Gate. Right? Like I'm
Yeah.
not a big, I'm more of an RPG player now, but I'm not a big like SRPG player or anything like that. And I
Yeah,
was
you're a
just
fraud,
like,
basically. You're a new guy. You're
yeah,
a new RPG.
new to that
You
kind
grew
of
into it.
genre. Yeah.
Like you grew into it.
Especially like strategy RPGs or anything like that,
Yeah.
right? Like, as far as other RPGs though, I've played a few, but
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Yeah.
like as far as Baldur's Gate though, I have fond memories with Baldur's Gate 2, Dark Alliance on
Yeah, I never
PS2,
played it.
and I always bring that up because it is
Wasn't that a totally
probably
different type of game though?
yes, it was. It was
Yeah.
a Diablo 2 kind of. It was like a dungeon crawler clone, right? Like think
Yeah.
like I also that kind of led me into playing X-Men Legends.
Gauntlet Legends.
Yeah,
Gauntlet
it was kind of like
Legends, X-Men
that, right?
Legends,
Like those
yeah.
games. So it wasn't really what Baldur's Gate was on PC,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what put the name. It's a strong name, even though it's Larian. It's Larian Studios, a strong studio that builds like on RPGs
Yeah, and the RPG
with
sphere,
a
they're
strong
definitely big.
name
Yeah.
in as far as RPG games. Baldur's Gate is a very
Mm-hmm.
popular name as far as D&D. They got a D&D crowd, and so I knew it based on that. So I had it. And I had it on my wish list. And I remember when it first dropped in early access, and the immediate response was, when you look at
Man.
Steam, it's like overwhelmingly negative.
Yeah.
Right? Like it was bad initially, right? But I was like, well, it's early access, right? I kept it on my wish list for a while, and then I cleaned my wish list up and forgot about it. And then you brought it back up to me, and I was like, oh yeah, let's look at that. I was like, I'll play it.
Like this, I was like, a game like this is possible for a video game. Like things like this are possible. Like there are certain things that you can do in this game, co-op, solo, whatever, that these are things that I wish I could do in other games like Mass Effect and Skyrim and shit like that. These are things that I'm like, damn, I wonder, this game would be great if I could do this. You can do it in Baldur's Gate. Like, so the crazy thing about this game is that it literally does shit no other game does. And you can rarely say that about a lot of games that come out nowadays. A lot of games are sequels. Well, I mean, to be fair, this is a sequel, right? But a lot of games are like, you know, more of the same, like a couple of games in this category, right? More of the same. And you don't, while I was playing the game, I was like, oh shit, that's new. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh wow, the devs thought about that. Like, oh, like there's so many.
All of these games are sequels.
Yeah, we've seen a ton of videos. Yeah, but there's sequel, and then there's like this, like.
Well, this is like,
and to be fair,
the
gap between Baldur's Gate 2 and Baldur's Gate 3 is literally like fucking 20 years.
I think this is a sequel only in name because it's a different studio.
It's Spider-Man. It's the same game. It looks prettier, right? You can do some new stuff in it. Great.
It looks a lot.
Resident Evil 4 is a remake. It looks prettier. It's not.
It looks a lot prettier.
It's not really one. Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It's just a prettier version of the game we already played. Like Mario Wonder is probably the one game in here that you can argue is slightly different, but it's a 2D Mario. Like, right? Yeah. Zelda is Breath of the Wild with some building. Great. Cool. Like on the same map, whatever, right? Same shit, right?
Alan Wake 2 though
and Baldur's Gate 3 are the two games here that
innovating
games of the year. Like they stand out tremendously. And I didn't even expect either one.
I didn't expect Alan Wake to be nowhere near my list.
I didn't expect either one. Like I wasn't like, oh yeah, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm so excited for that shit. I wasn't thinking about that game last year. Like
nope.
I thought about that. We brought that game up like a month or two before it came out. And then we got it and it's like, what the fuck?
Bro, so and I wasn't even taking that shit all that serious.
Yeah, I'm glad I scouted that shit. I'm glad we scouted that shit though, because I was like, damn, this game has all this shit and people aren't talking about it. Lo and behold, look, now it's here. So I don't know, bro. If you haven't played, or the thing about Baldur's Gate, right? I have so many friends that do not like RPGs. They don't care about RPGs, especially not like the hardcore type RPGs, like because this game feels like a hardcore RPG, like Dragon Age, right? Like your typical like PC.
It
RPG.
is. It's a hardcore Dungeons and
definitely
Dragons
intimidating.
hardcore
It's definitely
RPG.
It's like, a CRPG, right? Like that's like the hardcore computer RPG game, right? And I have friends that don't give a fuck about any of those, but they play this and they love it just because they can play with their friends and just be stupid, right?
You're literally rolling dice on decision making.
Yeah, what other RPG is doing that? Not many.
Not many.
None of them. Like, so I don't know, bro. That like I love Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is definitely like the close runner-up. But Baldur's Gate 3 is like, it's one of those games that comes around. I don't think we're ever gonna, unless it's by them. But to be fair, I don't think we're ever gonna
literally
like
everyone involved with this game is blowing up. Like every voice actor involved with this game is blowing up. They were pretty much like
ever gonna get this again. Sorry, like I don't think it's gonna happen. Like
this is gonna be one of those games that you'll continue to revisit for years.
Bro, you could beat this game like 80 times and still.
Yeah, you could play this game for 1,000 hours and experience something new every time.
Just because it's dice rolling, it's random every time, unless you save scum, but like you can play this game and have a different outcome every time. Yeah, which is wild to me. I've always wanted to get into D&D, but I'm too lazy to go through all that shit. Right? This is the perfect game.
I agree. That's why I like it too. I will say that.
So I don't know, man. It's really hard. You know what I hate? I hate when there's a clear winner in the nominees. I do. Like remember Elden Ring? There was nothing that was standing up to Elden Ring. Like, and I love that. Y'all know I love that game. That's my game of like the decade. But it was still kind of like I don't want it to be like obvious. But that's hard, man.
And but this year, like the choices, it's like every game on this category,
every single one, and every single one is phenomenal. Boom. Like.
Exactly. Yeah. My question to you guys: what are you guys gonna do when Jeff gets out there and announces Spider-Man 2?
I wouldn't be mad. I would be like, I would be like, that's a shame. I would say that's
I don't think you could be mad, but everyone would be thinking it's Baldur's Gate, bro.
I think
that would be a shame.
I think it will bring so much negative heat to Spider-Man that it.
Yeah, but you also have to think. I don't think it would be negative, but you got to think about it this way, right? For a game like that to win Game of the Year, that would show how shit the gaming industry is right now. And I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is like that glint of light that shows that gaming is still like, there's still creativity Alan Wake as well.
Man,
There's still creativity.
yeah.
Like you don't have to make a sequel every
Bro,
couple of years and it'd be the same.
I don't
as
even
the last
know.
game.
Jeff would be an idiot to not be behind Baldur's Gate because it has too much social movement. Like it has all entire
deny
fucking.
that? Yo, someone deny that? I mean, wait, sorry.
Well, I will say
Sorry,
though,
nothing.
like as Disperse said, like I wouldn't be mad, and it just kind of takes me back. It's like I was
I'll be disappointed.
super upset when it was Last of Us 2.
I'll be
Oh my God, yes.
Over the other games in that category that year, I think it was super
it didn't
disappointing.
compare. I thought the whole
whereas
thing
if it
was
was-
rough. I thought Jeff was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also because Last of Us 2, it's a lot of it's a lot of fluff and bloat behind that game, right? It's a lot
Yeah.
of
The
it's a lot of
only
political
one that I
stuff.
thought it deserved was the animation one. The animation, yes,
Yeah.
I can.
There's a lot of
Anim-
political agenda. I don't want to get
Yeah.
into it, but Last of Us has a lot of stuff
Yeah.
behind it and that's why it probably won that year, right?
Let
This year, if you look at the games in this category, there's no bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There's no fluff.
Yeah,
There's no agenda.
And
pushing
that's why I like.
bullshit.
Yep,
There's no
yep.
like this game is like, oh, it's pushing like the games for change or whatever. Like it's no bullshit. It's just straight up games, right? It's straight up experiences, right? And it's crazy to think if you look at like, just looking at that list of games right there, I'm still blown away that they all came out this year because every single one of those games could have been Game of the Year any other year. Like that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's how crazy this year was.
yeah.
RE4 could have been Game of the Year last year. Island
I
Wake
mean,
could have been Game
and
of the Year any other
for
year.
most of the
Like-
year, probably RE4 was the game of the year.
RE4 was my game of the year for
Zelda-
6
Zelda,
months,
you
bro.
already know for sure Zelda could have been Game of the Year any other
Yeah.
year. Like
Yeah.
it already was. Like
Yeah.
Mario 1
Mario
game of the
Mario
year.
Wonder could
Yeah.
absolutely be game of the year.
Spider-Man, look, I'm gonna be
Spider-Man
honest.
is
I love
fucking
Spider-Man. I
great.
love the game. It's great. But out of all these games here, I personally, it's the least. It's at the bottom of all these other games. For me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, so like it's Baldur's Gate, Alan Wake, probably Mario, RE4, then Zelda, then Spider-Man. For me, like in
I can
terms
get
of
on
like.
board with that. Well, I have to
'Cause,
play
like,
Alan Wake too, but I can get on
Let's
board
be
with
real.
that.
Spider-Man.
For
Spider-Man got
for
hit
me-
by the skin of his teeth, bro.
For me, it'd be Baldur's Gate,
This could have been Starfield.
Alan Wake 2.
I mean, I expect
Alan-
I kind of
I
expected
expected it to be Starfield.
Yeah, yeah. For
I
me-
think there was no way that you don't include Spider-Man, right? But like,
That game was
what
fucking
what
phenomenal,
do you
bro.
what do you put out? What else do you put out of here? Like, what would you kick out of here for Starfield if you were to try and kick something
Spider-Man.
out, right?
None of them. None
I don't
of them.
think so.
And
Like,
and
that's why I think
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's here though, and Starfield
It got-
isn't,
yeah,
because it's
I
actually a good game.
you know.
Sorry,
Damn.
that was shade.
Yo, do I want to bring the dark cloud over the podcast and mention a game that could have been here but wasn't
Do it.
No, go ahead.
because of bullshit? I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. That redacted game that came out earlier with all the controversy and blah blah blah, right? All the Twitch streaming, blah blah blah.
Oh,
That game could have,
yeah.
if it wasn't so much bullshit surrounding it, it absolutely would have been here instead of Spider-Man. Absolutely, that
Wait.
game would have been here.
Hogwarts?
Hogwarts Legacy would have been here in place
Oh,
with Spider-Man if that game wasn't, surrounded by.
I'm
all the bullshit.
surprised. I'm surprised it didn't get in the list at all.
Are you
Don't be
surprised?
surprised.
I'm
No,
not.
not
after
for
all the
game of the
bullshit.
year, but even
No, I'm
like,
not surprised
I'm
that
not
it's
surprised
not
at all.
on
They're
this
not gonna
list
push
at
that
all.
game at all. They're not pushing that game at all. Like they're not gonna do that. Like because the minute they do, people are gonna be in the uproar.
Yep.
So they're not gonna do that.
Yeah, so for me, it would be Baldur's Gate. Alan Wake 2 is very close. Then RE4, Wonder, Spider-Man 2 probably, and then Zelda would be the last one for me. I'm not crazy about Zelda at all. But yeah, that'd be my list.
It's crazy how Baldur's Gate 3 is just like a shoe-in. Because and if Baldur's Gate doesn't win, like let's say any other game here does win, the only other one that I would be okay with is Alan Wake.
Blind.
Alan
Let me
Wake
not say
2.
okay with. Let me not say okay with.
Well,
I
like
would-
you could see the argument. You could see the
Yeah.
argument.
but
You know what I mean?
Spider-Man-
Like,
Actually, no. Actually, you know what? I think RE4 and Spider-Man are the only games where I would be like, I get it. There would be Game of the Year for me too, if the other games
Yeah.
didn't exist. Because
if
those
RE4
games
won, I
aren't
mean,
doing
I love the
anything.
series, but I'm
Don't get me-
super
okay, let me not say
biased.
they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything to push the
Nah.
genre forward at all. Like, they're not. Baldur's Gate 3 is probably good. That game is going to inspire so many different types of RPGs in the near future.
Yo, here's
Like-
the thing. I thought RE4 pushed the genre forward until I played Alan Wake 2. Like,
but think about it. What did RE4 do differently? What did RE4 do differently in terms of gameplay and like what? It's first of all, it's a remake, so it's gonna be
it's hard, but it's hard to say because the original RE4 revolutionized game.
The
like,
original
gameplay,
RE4 was how many years ago?
Right.
Like the original RE4 is why we have Alan Wake 2 today, right? But that's not RE4 remake. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said it's not push. It's hard for a remake to push boundaries, right? So that's why I'll give it to RE4 because it's a remake. But it didn't really do anything different. Spider-Man's not doing anything different. I don't want to say Zelda's not doing anything different. It's very similar to Breath of the Wild.
Yeah.
But mechanically, there is a lot of shit in that game that other games do not do. I was playing that game and I was amazed at the amount of creativity and shit that you can, like the building shit was great. Like people ignore that because like, you know, whatever.
That's probably the best part of the
But
game, no?
that was the game for me. Like I thought that was crazy. That's why Zelda does deserve to be here.
That kind of
But-
opened the game up to just
Like,
a whole
'cause
nother
think about-
aspect of things.
Think about it this way, right? Like when I think of game of the year, I think of the games that push the boundaries. Like last year, I thought about Elden Ring, and I thought about how many other games are gonna come out after Elden Ring. They're gonna try to be like Elden Ring. Shit, we have a game right here. Tears of the Kingdom
Lies
is
of
literally as a result of fucking Elden Ring. They pushed that game. You know that game was supposed to come out early last year, right? Like they pushed that game back, and guess what they added? A bunch of similar shit to Elden Ring. They got all the hidden shit around the map. They got the little dungeons you can explore, whatever, right? They got the dungeon. They got the fucking area underneath the map, right? They got the area above the map. Sounds like Elden Ring, right? Like there's gonna be so many games that are inspired by Elden Ring. There's gonna be so many RPGs inspired by fucking Baldur's Gate 3. There's
There
gonna
already
be so many
are.
survival horror games.
Remember that Nintendo
I
mean,
Direct
look,
that they showed like Baldur's Gate 3
You
at
know
home?
what? Follow. You know what's actually
Yeah.
funny as shit? The fact that Alan Wake 2 and RE4 are in the same category for Game of the Year. Because you know Alan Wake 2 is absolutely inspired by Resident Evil. And
Yeah.
the inventory system, the mechanics, everything is inspired by RE. So it's kind of crazy.
It's everything. But I think that's a good like pseudo like thank you Resident Evil for paving the way. You
Like
know what I'm
that's
saying?
sick. That's sick.
Like I
actually
wouldn't be
sick to
like if
think
I was Capcom, I wouldn't be sick. I wouldn't be
like, cool.
ashamed or whatever.
I'd be like, yeah, I wonder where you got that idea from.
Yeah, and
Like-
but then I'd be like, wait till next year, motherfuckers,
Yeah,
because you know
That's good. Like I'm
Yeah.
looking at the picture right now, and I'm picturing them just like button heads, like
Salty-
I'm picturing
yo,
the
yo.
fire. Yeah, like I'm picturing the fire right now in Leon's face. Like he's like, all right,
Listen,
motherfucker.
I would say, all right, what would you say would be the best overall company this year? Because I had to say,
Capcom.
like, Capcom fucking killed this shit this year. So there's nothing on
Capcom
them.
and
You know what I'm
Larian.
saying? Like, bros, like, so if Capcom was to get, like, serious and, like, just like for example, for Street Fighter, we're here to reclaim the throne, that kind of thing. But I'm here to fucking reclaim survival
Yeah,
horror.
in terms of a pure comeback, in terms of like quality and like because they were in like some wild shit a couple years ago. But
Yeah.
in terms of that, yeah, definitely Capcom. I say Nintendo too, because Nintendo.
Nintendo,
you know what's really
Nintendo's
weird?
always
I haven't played my Switch more. Well, let me not say my Switch. I haven't played Switch games more than I have this year.
True.
In a long time. Like there's a lot of Switch shit that came out this year and they're all fire. We forgot.
Yeah.
There's a game that's not in any of these categories that I kind of feel bad about. Octopath Traveler 2 is not in any of these. And that's weird.
Man, it should, yeah, you know, it should have at least been in the best audio tracks section. Like that. The music on Octopath Traveler 2, if you guys have not
The
heard that,
storytelling in that game was great too. So I'm just very surprised that game is not in any of these categories. So
it's just, well, you know,
It should've
there's a
left-
little bit of
should've left,
bias versus pixel shit, and
there's also
you know,
too much.
like,
I mean, Sea of Stars is here.
should've-
yeah,
Like
That's true.
this too much. I feel like this is the first year, but it's just too much, bro.
There's too much.
They're
yeah.
just-
It's
too
way
much.
too much.
So there's a lot of great games. I don't even know how next year is going to compare. I feel like because what was another year that you felt like it was like this? Maybe 2015, 2015.
Whatever the year was that it was Sekiro, it was Kingdom Hearts 3, it was
Yeah,
Devil May Cry 5.
It was the year that they
yeah.
said it was the second
Was it 2018?
1998
Resident
in
Evil 2
gaming,
remake.
right?
2018?
Yeah,
I think so.
think it was
yeah,
2018.
probably. I think it was 2018. Yeah.
Resident Evil
And
2
then you
remake,
had
I
the
think,
year-
also came out. Red Dead
Listen.
2 came out. Like there was.
You had the year
Stacked.
with Persona 5, Nier Automata. That was Uncharted 4, I think, came out that same year. There was a lot of shit. Like there's been years, there's been some years, just not this year.
Some years, but this year's been absolutely nuts, and the year's still going. There's still several games that are coming out this month.
I don't even know how I'm gonna get through all the games.
2018 was also that was Red Dead Redemption 2, right? God of War.
God of
War. Yeah,
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was a year. That was a motherfucking year right there. Monster Hunter came out that year too.
Monster Hunter World, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stacked.
Dragon Quest 11 came out that. Wait, was that Dragon Quest 11? It was.
Probably.
What the fuck? Yeah. Damn. This year is so stacked that we forgot about prior years.
Yep.
We just fucking forgot.
Well, I think this year just is even more stacked than those.
Next year has the potential, right? Only because we're gonna have GTA. I'm pretty sure GTA is dropping next year.
Oh, you're right. Fuck.
FF7 Remake Part 2 comes out early in the year, right? We're gonna have the Elden Ring DLC, which if you want to equate that to something, you can equate that to like Cyberpunk.
Tekken,
it's gonna be a
Tekken
big fucking
8.
Capcom's gonna drop some new shit apparently in March.
Yeah, Tekken 8, but like fighting game wise, fighting games and like COD, like multiplayer games are like side things to me, right? Unless it's like Mario,
Hades
or like
2.
Yeah, Hades 2. Bro, what the fuck? Like a Dragon we had Star Wars. Hopefully, I want to see more of Star Wars first before I put that in my list.
Yeah. This is like let's see some gameplay and
this is the beginning of the year, by the way. All those games are the beginning of the year.
The Avatar game.
That doesn't count. Nah. Look, I hate to be one of those guys.
I know.
Games that come out, like I know officially the Game Awards doesn't include the games that come out in December, but me personally, I include those games. So I would put that with these. Because that comes out like December 2nd or something, right?
Yeah, comes out soon.
But yeah, next year is already looking wild.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bro. And supposedly, so basically, we're getting a new Switch, right? Let's just say we're getting a new Switch next year. Like, there's no way we're not, right? That's gonna be big. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see maybe a Metroid, maybe a 3D Mario game, something, right? Because Mario Wonder is the filler
for sure
something.
3D.
Yeah.
3D Mario game.
Mario Wonder is definitely the filler for something.
And it's hard to call Wonder a filler for something because that shit is
exactly
crazy.
Right. Usually the 2D Mario, because you know why people say that. You know why I say that? Because normally we get those Mario. What is it? The new Super Mario Bros. Games. We usually get those games, and those games, right?
They're good. I mean, well, there's a lot of horseshit.
It is disrespect to say that it's filler, but it is filler. Come on. Any 2D Mario game nowadays to me is filler for a 3D Mario game.
But for me, like this doesn't feel like filler at all.
Doesn't?
Like this.
Yeah, it doesn't at all.
Yeah.
What else? There was some other shit. I'm sure we're forgetting a lot because we're so focused on this year. But there's a lot.
Remember, Capcom's supposed to drop Monster Hunter in March.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend what it is.
We're gonna see when the Game Awards come.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is next year.
They're gonna drop all their trailers and world premieres and everything that's gonna be dropping next year too.
PSA, I need to say this shit because I feel like people are just so stupid. This is getting ridiculous now. Anyone that thinks that this game is Marvel versus Capcom, anything related,
fucking idiots. And I love Marvel versus Capcom, by the way.
I love it too. Or any fighting game, or fucking a new Devil May Cry, or fucking like you're all retarded. Like, shut up and be real.
You know, I heard people were saying like Breath of Fire. I was like, shut the fuck up.
Listen, you have to be the most. You have to be sniffing the most like craziest amount of copium, bro. There's no way in fuck any like. Look, those games could come out, right? They can't come out. They can come out next year, maybe. Who knows? But they're not this game that Capcom's talking about.
Yes, March. They're not the big dick LTG energy.
Like Marvel is not selling that amount of fucking copies in the first fucking month. Fucking
stop with the copium.
Breath of Fire, get out. Like get the fuck out. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
I feel that. I've seen it. And I looked at the post. I'm like, what? You guys serious? Maybe it's because we talked about it and we went into depth about it. So anyone who brings up like stupid posts like that, I'm like,
some people really be living under rocks, or like you really do think that your game is that fucking popular. Like, sorry, I know y'all love Marvel. I love it too. But I
love Marvel, bro. I do. But like, same.
Street Fighter ain't doing that. Like,
no,
come on, bro.
Like the big dick energy that Capcom had, like, oh, we're gonna drop some. Like, there's only very few franchises that has that. Like, Mega Man's not doing that. None of those games are doing that.
None of those games.
Yeah.
Somebody says it's gonna be a
Get your head out
Dino
of your
Crisis remake.
Bro,
No.
I
But
wish.
you
Don't
know-
play with me. Don't even play
Yeah,
with me.
but that's not it. Even if we want it, it could be a game that they release next year, but it's not. That's not what they're talking about.
I'd bet on a new
but-
Okami before any of those other things.
Bro, you know what? I just remembered. Dragon's Dogma 2 comes out next year.
Yep.
That's true,
Yeah,
too,
just
yeah.
that. Yep, that's gonna
Dragon's
be another
Dogma
game.
2 is
Yeah.
gonna be another one. I gotta play the
Like
first.
it's like, bro, like next year's already looking wild,
Next
man.
year's gonna be crazy.
And you also have to think about what happened this year. For me personally, a lot of the games that blew me away this year were games that I weren't anticipating or games that I didn't really even know about. So the same thing could probably happen next year. It's
It's
already
the
looking
games
like
that we don't know about that are probably going to be the ones that we're talking about in this position next
Yeah.
year.
That's
With
why I
that
said,
being
like, I'm
said-
glad that games like Baldur's Gate exist. I'm glad games like Alan Wake 2 exist because it does show that, you know, there is still some creativity. There's still some people. There's still some devs. There's still some motherfuckers out there that actually care about pushing shit forward instead of making money and putting out the same fucking
Yeah.
game every 2 years, the same template and the same fucking shit. So hopefully, hopefully GTA 6 is one of those too, because GTA is that's a fucking juggernaut. That's like that shit exists in the whole
That's-
universe. In
Like, listen, if you announce a release date and GTA 6 is releasing that same month, bro, just move.
you better move.
Just
aside.
delay your
Yeah.
shit.
Move.
Don't be like that one studio. What is it? The girl with the red head? What's the studio?
Oh, Horizon.
Horizon. Don't be like Horizon.
Don't be like,
and
don't be
fucking-
salty little bitches.
Oh,
And tweet about how your game is
Just-
more innovative when it clearly isn't.
For the sake of your game, just move it the fuck out of the way. Don't say we didn't tell you. Move it the fuck out of the way.
Don't
Yeah, GG.
don't even
For-
announce a release date.
It's
Just
GG.
announce a quarter. Like I said, we're not announce a quarter
Yeah.
because a quarter
No,
gives
they're not
you
gonna
a
announce- they're not gonna announce
3-month
anything.
time frame to change your
they're
shit.
gonna do the same thing,
And then you
that
could
they
always
did
push
when
it to
GTA
next
5
quarter.
dropped. They're not gonna say a word. They're gonna wait for GTA 5's release date, then they're gonna announce the release. They're
Yep.
just gonna wait, like, because you never know. That entire quarter is gonna be dominated. So, shit. Especially if it comes out in the fall, which it most likely will. This is around the same time they announced GTA 5, and it came out like the next year. So,
Yep.
it's probably coming out next year.
Tell you what's not going to be delayed though. The end of this cast, we are going to see you
I'm
guys.
about to delay it right now. I got something else I want to talk about. Now.
We're going to see you guys. It's a double feature recording this week, but it'll be released on YouTube over the course of the next few weeks. Stay tuned. It's the end of the year, hot stuff coming. We got the Game Awards. We just went through the nominees. We got the actual award stream that we'll probably have, as well as many other our own Game of the Year discussions that we'll
Play
have.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Play Hi-Fi Rush. Play as many games on these lists as you
Play
can to
Baldur's
be
Gate
able
3.
to judge yourself. Play Baldur's Gate 3. Play Resident Evil 4. If you played it again. Play Armored Core. Play
Look,
play
if you're
Spider-Man
any sort of
2.
RPG head
Again.
and you've never played Baldur's Gate 3, bro, I'm a question your love in the
Play
in the genre,
Starfield
bro.
and
You
shit
gotta
on
play
it with us. Play Hogwarts
Yeah,
Legacy
if
and see if
anybody
it
that
deserved
fucks
any
with
place on this.
RPGs, You play
Play
RPGs,
everything.
you're not fucking with Baldur's Gate, bro. Just pack it up. Man.
Play it all. Play as much as you can. It's a good year for gaming.
Turn in your RPG card, bro.
Yeah.
It's
I'll
over.
confiscate that until you play.
It's been a fucking fantastic year. I'll just say that. And then
Yes.
we still got a lot more coming. So
All right. So what game? Well, we'll talk about this more in depth, but like, we'll keep it to one game. What game is not here that you really enjoyed? For me, RoboCop, bro. I really enjoyed.
I gotta
There's
play-
a
I
lot,
gotta play it, man.
but goddamn, RoboCop definitely gave me a smile. It's not like the best game out of all these, but like if you love RoboCop, it just meets all those things. It's like, man, this met me. Like I like this.
Master Detective Archive,
Did you beat that shit?
Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I did. The Talos Principle 2. Boom. Hogwarts Legacy. I don't even want to talk about the game because whatever. But all those games that I just named are actually ridiculous. And I don't understand why I didn't play Talos Principle 1 when it came out, when it was relevant, but I
Yeah.
played it and it was godlike. I'm playing through 2, fire. Fucking Bomber Cyberpunk, man, that shit just hit me. Like, I needed that.
I really enjoyed
at the
Master
time.
Detective as well. I also
Yeah.
beat that game.
I needed that. Remnant 2 was there for. Actually, no, Remnant 2 was there for something. So I guess.
Oh shit, yo, January Apollo, damn, Phoenix, right? I just made them tight.
Fuck,
Gold
man.
Destinies. Damn.
Everything is January and February though. Like what the fuck?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, there's a lot of other games that I played this year too, like in
Yeah.
passing that were pretty good. So it's like this year was wild, not just for big AAA games, but it was a lot.
Yeah.
This year.
Really enjoyed AEW Fight Forever. It was the No Mercy game that I wanted, and it's just a game that I'm just gonna come back and play periodically with the boys, and that's exactly what I wanted. There were a lot of games today that just met my expectations. It was like, yeah, this is exactly what I wanted, and that's all I needed. So yeah, shout outs to all that.
Yo, I'm trying to play fucking Mario Kart, bro.
Oh,
We gotta do that too.
I don't know. I kind of want to play one. I kind of want to play Wonder, bro. I'm not gonna...
I want to play with that Pauline, bro.
Well, all I know is
came out
there's
this year, bro.
plenty to play, but we'll catch you guys next time.
I'll give you something to
We'll
play.
definitely be talking about more that we're gonna be playing. I'll be playing with your mama tonight. Damn.
62.
All right, 62. Damn.